So you guys haven't heard me this whole time. I've just been talking to myself. That's nice. Oh my gosh. Okay, so YouTube. I thought I was going to start on time, but I didn't. I had to rescale my image here. But anyway, I put the link in the chat. I pinned it. So if you are not vegan and you feel like you have an argument against veganism, I invite you to click on that link and request up. Um, Hello, TikTok. Thank you for waiting and hearing me muted for so long. Why aren't you vegan yet? 18 and older only. My resources here, Dominion is a documentary that's free on YouTube. It's just important for anybody who's going to be using animals to watch that. As a consumer, we should be informed on what it is we're demanding. The nutritionfacts.org has what's called the Vegan Daily Dozen, just a really easy checklist to make sure you get everything you need in a day. And then below that is veganeasy.org, which is really great if you want to talk to somebody, or maybe you're not sure, where to start, or maybe you want some community. Because honestly, I find that community is the probably the biggest thing for people. Awesome. Looks like we got some vegans in my YouTube chat. Hey guys. Good to see you. Jason, yes, getting the questions going. I like it. Yeah, type 1 in the chat if you're a vegan. Let's see, what did you say? Type 1 if you're a vegan, 3 if you're interested in being vegan, and double tap that screen if you're not vegan. Love it. Thank you, Jason. Good to see you all. Oh, wow, that Chip guy's here. The 40-year-old vegan heretic, Lewis, Martin, Kevin, Anique, Salad Faux Girl. I don't know if I know that name. What's up? Welcome in. Good to see y'all. The LTN, hi. What's going on? Lambretta. Pia. Awesome. It's good to see you all. If I didn't say your name, I'm sorry, but it's good to see you here. Oh, damn. Got vegan heritage on both sides here. Awesome. Oh, okay. Well, it's good to have y'all. Thank you for coming in. So I just want to know, why aren't you guys vegan? Animals are sentient just like us. We don't deserve to be, exploited or used without our consent. Neither do animals. So what's your argument for continuing to put animals in that situation? Because they're only there because we put them there. I would love to know your thoughts. Also, make sure that you guys like and share. That way we can get some people in here. Yes, I understand that animals taste good, but so do humans. And that doesn't morally justify breeding, exploiting, farming humans, right? Exactly, because animals cannot give consent, that means we don't have consent, right? If someone does not consent to you doing something, does that mean you have consent to do what you want to do to them? No, you don't. No, the methods just don't need to be done at all. We don't need to use animals at all. What's the moral justification for doing this to them? Why do we have to make something terrible a little nicer when we could just stop doing it altogether? Yeah, what's wrong with cannonballism? See if TikTok allows that. Okay, so yes, they do. Again, if you take someone's life who wanted to live because you wanted to taste their insides, or you exploit them, or you violate them because you wanted something from them, pleasure, whatever, that's immoral. That's not fair. And I'm sure you would understand if you were the victim. Thank you guys for keeping the chat safe. Appreciate that. Cannonball! I don't know why you're spamming it. Are you calling me it? Are you chanting that you want that? Like, it doesn't make sense. It just gets you a ticket to not being able to talk anymore, so. Yeah, humans do taste good. They taste like bacon. We have people we have anecdotal evidence from some cultures that would call humans long pig, describing human flesh to be similar to the flesh of pigs. So if humans taste like bacon, right? That's what everyone likes to talk about, bacon. Then are we morally justifying eating each other because we taste so good? Oh, but humans taste so good. How can you deny me their flesh? I know, exactly. People that consume the flesh of animals are closer to being a cannibal than vegans, for sure. All sentient beings, all beings with a brain and a spinal cord that are alive, they're most likely sentient. Oh, it doesn't matter if you are on any kind of hierarchy, right? Just because you have the opportunity or ability to do something doesn't mean you need to, doesn't mean you should. Yeah, you know what else is in nature? Grape, schmurder. You know, just because it's natural doesn't mean that it's moral, okay? That's why we left nature. We didn't think it was fair. Otherwise, you'd be squatting out in the middle of the woods right now because you think that's fair. By choice, too, not because of circumstance. You'd be out there by choice, squatting in the middle of the woods. Carson, are you over 18?
Hello?
Are you over 18?
Yeah.
What year?
Yeah,
What?
October 9th, 2007.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Well, I just love the taste of meat, you know?
Okay.
I
So
mean,
what morally? Oh God, I don't want to see your little teeny weeny human thing. Okay. Hey, Chip.
What?
Oh, not you.
Hello.
The guest.
He what?
He flipped on his camera, and I don't trust people that flip on their cameras. They're gonna try to show me flesh, and I don't want to see a child's flesh. You know, it's gross.
People do that?
I have been lucky to not have it, but sometimes I feel like talking about it might incline people to try. I haven't. I've been lucky though.
Jesus.
Yeah, people just turn on their cameras. What they do is they want to show me their animal products because they themselves are so triggered and their fifis are so hurt. They're trying to hurt me back. You know, they want to show you images of animals that they've demanded be harmed, and they think that that's going to hurt me, even though, you know, it's not going to hurt me. It's frustrating. But anyway.
Yeah, they don't really understand what being vegan is, do they?
No, exactly. They just, I mean, that was my first guest too. Didn't even take him much time. He just came up here wanting to show his fridge or something. But I guess that's the only request. It's pretty slow morning. Usually I have like a load of people jumping in immediately like, oh, I'll tell you why I'm not vegan. It's funny that you guys always call out my septum. I don't know what septum theory is. Can someone break that down? What does that mean? Yes, Malachi. Plants are alive, but they're not sentient. So there's a difference. It's okay to eat plants. They don't care. They literally don't care. Hey, Alexandria, I see you. Hey, yeah, Chip, how was your trip with Alexandria? Are you back or are you still in Germany?
No, I just arrived back in Amsterdam.
Welcome
It's
home.
nice. Berlin is like super vegan friendly. Super vegan
Oh,
friendly.
that's awesome. And now you can really challenge those people that come up to you that are visiting
Yeah,
from
and
Germany.
Alexandra's.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying Alexandra's like she's amazing at like she dedicates so much of her time to animals. It's amazing to see.
Is there possibly a delay? Oh, I think there is.
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all good. If I don't mean to talk over you if I do, so just know there might be a delay because it sounds like I'll ask you something and there's like this really, really long pause. So I wonder if there might be some. Oh, okay. So Alexandra confirmed there is a delay. If you Chip, would you be willing to jump down and then come back up? That might help it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna drop you down. All right, and then just request back up. Awesome. Same thing with other vegans if they'd like to come up. I hate having those delays, man, because I'm always worried I'm gonna start. I already, choose to talk over people. I don't want it to happen by accident. I saw you, David, too. Thank you for being in here, the 40-year-old vegan. Awesome, there you are, Chip. Is that better?
Test of delay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. All right. Come on, people. Come on up. If you're over 18, tell me why you're not vegan. Hey, Isaac. Hey, are you over 18?
What's up, nigga?
Oh, that's too bad. Moral patient, someone who can't understand right from wrong. All right, guys, I guess you're all vegan. What made you guys vegan? Tell me in the chat.
Have you ever tried the promote thing here on TikTok?
The promote thing?
Yeah.
I don't even know
I'm
what
gonna
that
try
is.
it. I'm gonna try
Okay.
it.
Oh, I see it now. I don't even know what that is, honestly.
I'm gonna try it. Let's test
Okay.
it.
I'm always worried it's something you gotta pay for. Everything seems like, oh, you gotta upgrade. Because my family would be mad at me. So if your family was like starting a tradition of kicking dogs, would you join in because otherwise they'd be mad at you? Oh yeah, absolutely, vegan heretic. I point people to you all the time because obviously a little more, obviously a lot more about the Abrahamic religion stuff. So I don't really want to fight people on their religion. I feel like that digs their heels in harder sometimes. So I'm gonna totally just send them to you because I believe what you want. Just leave the animals out of it, right? We can live harmoniously among each other. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying out new titles because it's like I want people to be interested in what I'm doing instead of me just putting a date out there like, oh, it's a vegan TikTok again. Having children open my mind to veganism. Right on. Oh yeah, Rachel. Yes. That's fantastic. Yeah, because you realize that they're moral patients too. Wouldn't want this to happen to children. Yeah, if you guys have questions, ask the 40-year-old vegan. He used to work in slaughterhouses. He has some experience. Most of the people here, I'd say like 99%, have never been to a slaughterhouse or looked at one. Yes, if an animal is eating another animal, I mean, I wouldn't call it cannibalism, but they're taking each other's lives. Yes, it's not fair, but we can't control predation. I can talk to humans. You don't need to spam it. It's just ridiculous when you spam. So animals are moral patients, like I just went over. They don't necessarily, they may understand some morality. They might have their own morality system, but they don't necessarily understand our morality. And we do. We're moral agents. We understand how to weigh things out. And you can't hold another creature to our standards. We don't even do that with children because children don't understand what's right and wrong totally. All right, perfect cell.
So I did the promote thing, but it says it needs approval from you.
Oh.
I don't know if you got something like that.
Let me check. Hey, perfect cell, are you over 18?
I'm a vegan.
Oh, hey. What is veganism to you?
What did you say?
What does veganism mean to you?
Sexual or life.
What?
It means the sexual of life. The circle of life, you know? The circle of life.
I'm sorry.
It means the circle of
Speech impediment or
life.
something because we can't understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Are you
The circle.
So be
Circle
okay?
of life.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop you. You sound
the circle and not a triangle.
yeah. Oh, okay. I think I accept to see authorize promote you. Confirm. I don't know what I'm confirming to, but I confirmed it. Thank you for doing that. I wonder if I do it, what will happen? Let's see. Oh, just try. Oh, see, for me, it costs. It says to promote, it's like $10, $20, or like $40. I hope you didn't just spend money.
No, yeah, it costs, but
Oh, Chip.
I did. I was curious to see what it is.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's what I mean. I was like, oh, I don't want to, like. Thank you so much for that, Chip. That was very sweet.
But I'm not sure if it does anything, huh? So let's see.
I think it increases how many people on TikTok are being broadcasted to. Like, it sends out the algorithm or suggests the video to them, basically. I think that's what's happening.
Oh.
That's my guess. I don't know what else it would do. It's a ChatGPT question, I guess. Hey, J-Dog, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Have you ever thought about like eating a person? Because if we was allowed to, I'd chow down on a person. But I don't really like eating cows.
Okay. I get it, guys. It's funny to troll the vegans, hardy her, but it just shows me you're cowards. You can't actually have a conversation, or you're just all moral patience, right? You just don't understand morality. Can't grasp it.
I was actually wondering what else this person had to say, because I feel like it doesn't make the non-vegans look good when somebody comes in and says that I would eat a human.
Yeah, I agree. If someone does become ridiculous again, I'll let you talk to him first if you want. Or I mean, like, before I let him go. That way, maybe we can actually tease out a genuine conversation. I don't know. Jake, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 22.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I love eating raw meat and it makes me look good.
Gross. Okay. What's veganism mean?
That you don't eat animal products.
That's something we do, but veganism is actually a ethical stance against the exploitation of other sentient beings. So I wouldn't want to support your oppressor if I could avoid doing so.
But I wasn't designed for you to eat. The animals were.
I don't care. I don't care about who designed what. If I wanted to use you, right? Do I have the right to do so because I suddenly have the ability? Or should I respect you as the sentient being that you are?
Well, if in nature, yeah, you would. If you could just,
Okay.
if you had the power
All right,
to use.
stop. I don't care about nature. That's a dumb reason, okay? You're a sentient being. You care about what happens to you. And it's not that hard to understand that others care about what happens to them. You understand it because you don't just grab people walking by you, right? You don't slap women's asses as they walk by you, do you? Because you know that they wouldn't like that, right?
No,
It's not your right to
but
touch their body, regardless of
Correct.
what you want and how convenient it is and how much pleasure it gives you.
I
So
know,
we agree
I
on
agree.
that. What separates women from the animals that you use?
These animals are nutrient dense.
So are women.
No,
Yeah,
what?
they
I
are.
don't eat women. What do you mean?
Their
How?
flesh is probably the closest thing you need for your profile to be stronger, right? They have everything that
Yeah.
your growing body needs. So why
Yeah,
not, just tackle down someone that is a little weaker than you, possibly a woman, and cook her, eat her up. What's wrong with that?
I just go to the store. I'll go to
Okay,
jail.
so you go to the store and suddenly there's little strips of baby bacon that taste way better than pig bacon. It's already there. It's legal. Are you going to buy it?
If it's healthier, yes.
You're going to buy human baby flesh?
Well, this is hypothetical,
Yeah,
but
hypothetical. It's legal. You would buy it. You wouldn't have any ethical qualms with buying a baby that was born into existence just to have its throat slit.
honestly, like if I'm keeping it 100%
Of
real,
course I want you honest, but I want you to understand that when you say that it's okay to do this to other humans, you're also on the plate. Someone bigger and stronger can come do what they want to you.
if that's what I was designed to do, eat baby,
What
then
do
I
you
would.
keep saying design
Wait.
for? Yeah, go ahead, Chip, please.
Can I ask you, like, are you against schmavery?
Slavery?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Am I against slavery? And like, what do you mean by that?
Well, it's a pretty simple question. Would you be in favor of it happening? Like, if you woke
Well,
up
define
and
slavery. Define the term, and then I can tell you.
Well, I'll define it this way: oppressing somebody for your benefit and against their detriment.
I'm for that. I think that's
So you're for that. So essentially, you're saying that when we had chattel slavery, you were okay. You're okay with it, right? The
I
fact
don't
that we
know.
had
I
it.
don't know what that means. Shadow slavery. I don't know.
You know, when we imported African American people, when we imported the people of a different skin color to America, and we used them for our benefit, you're in favor of that, right? Because we eventually ended up breeding them for whatever purpose we gave to them.
No,
So
I'm
you're in
not
favor of doing that, right?
for that. I'm saying for me. I'm for. So if I use somebody to further myself, I'm for that.
Yeah.
But America.
Yeah. So if you can enslave somebody, you would enslave somebody because you would benefit
Yes, I
from
would.
it, right?
Me, not the.
What an idiot. When you
Admitted to be pro-slavery. I don't know, bro.
what is wrong with people? Like, again, when you say that you're for slavery, you're literally saying, I'm okay if I become a slave. Someone just uses my body without consent. And they always just think of themselves as the oppressor. I'm always going to be on top. And it's like, wow, you're so naive. You have no idea how quick the tables can turn for you. So fucking annoying.
I bet this person was a Trump supporter also.
I wouldn't doubt it. And I wouldn't doubt
Hello.
if they still are. Hey, Master Chef. Are you over 18?
Yes.
What year were you born? Because you sound quite young.
It was actually my birthday yesterday.
No, you're a child. I'm not going to talk to you. Come on, guys. Request up. We only have the fake Jake requesting. We don't want to talk to that guy. He's pro-slavery. If anything, everyone should go tell him how disgusting it is to be pro-slavery. It's terrible, Jake. You shouldn't be that. You should really.
Wait, I can. If you want to bring up Jake, I actually have some questions for him.
Oh,
Bro, y'all go
yeah.
about.
no,
Look.
we can't have J Dog. He can't be patient. All right, I'm gonna bring up Jake, and I'm gonna do my best to stay quiet. Okay.
Okay. So Jake, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you have an interest to live and be healthy?
Yeah, it's like my obsession.
Okay. Why should I respect that interest of yours?
Why should I? But that interest of mine has no bearing on your life. You don't feed me.
Why should I respect that interest of yours? Take, for instance, if I'm driving my car and you're in the way, going around you would take an extra 0.5 seconds out of my life. Why would I lose 0.5 seconds out of my life for you?
But you wouldn't have to. You can make the decision to be an ass and just go in front of me or cut me off or whatever. That's your decision.
Why should I respect your interest to live and be healthy? That's the question.
You shouldn't.
So I shouldn't. So you want to live in a society where people don't respect. So you're not in favor of human rights also,
We
right?
already do. We already live in a society where people don't respect other people's health. It already exists.
No. So I'll ask you yet again. You're in favor of eliminating human rights also, right?
No. No, I'm not against eliminating human rights. No.
You said you're not against it. That means you're for eliminating human rights?
No. I don't. I want human rights. There should be human rights.
Wait. Why should there be human rights?
Why should there be human rights? Because then it would be anarchy.
What is? First of all, I don't think you know what anarchy means. But assuming that there was disorder, because I'm guessing that's what you mean. Why would that be an issue?
It would be. Well, it depends. Like it would be an issue with now. Like with there's houses and like we're modern, right? We're not like the.
Wait, Jake. Jake, do you know during the 1940s when a certain group of individuals were persecuted for their ethnicity? You're essentially saying that what happened then was okay, correct? You know what Schmittler did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's the thing, right? If it was let's say I'll give you like the white people and black people, right? If the white person looked at the black person and then naturally they had a feeling that that was their enemy or a feeling of disgust or whatever, then that would be a natural thing. That would be natural. It's a natural thought. It's not something that should be considered.
Oh wait, so if a grapist has a natural thought to commit grape, then grape is not immoral.
Well, in today's society, it would be, but if we're talking naturally, then no. You would have the father who would protect his daughter or brother.
What does natural mean? What does natural mean to you? Let's establish
Natural is
that.
like it's like basically this is why aren't you vegan yet? So for me, natural would be like I'm on this live because for me, I'm not vegan, obviously, because I eat naturally. I eat animals, I eat fat, I stay away from commercial food or food I don't eat grains, like
Jake, 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 do you acknowledge that grape is natural?
yeah, 100%.
Is grape good or moral?
No, not today. No, it's not.
Okay. So then why would something being natural matter in a discussion about moral values?
Because there's a natural element to everything. We're still human beings. So everything has just been modernized.
So if there's a natural element to everything, then that means that there's a natural element. So then there's a natural element also to grape then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So does that natural element to grape mean that grape is moral?
No, it's not moral. It's not moral.
Why is grape wrong? Why is grape wrong?
It's wrong. It's wrong in the I don't know, why is grape wrong? Because you go to jail. And
Oh, so wait. If you didn't go to jail, then grape would be morally okay?
it's not a matter of morally okay. Times are different. You can't act like you're living
Jake,
field of grass.
Jake, if you didn't go to jail for graping a woman, would you say that graping a woman is then okay?
I mean, you could try.
Jesus Christ, bro. I hope everybody who follows you listens to this, because I hope you
not
understand that
saying
what
I
you're
would.
saying is insane.
I'm not
Oh,
saying-
you're not saying you would. You're just defending it.
Yeah, I'm just saying because I believe in a natural state.
May I say something real quick? So what Chip is asking you is not for what is. He's not asking a description. He's asking a prescription. What should be? Should rape be illegal? Should rape be something we should not do? Or should it be something that we should do? That is what he's asking.
I think that in today's society, currently, it should stay illegal. But I think if things were different, there should be no. I don't believe in laws.
In what context should rape be okay?
In what context should rape be? In a natural context.
Okay.
Oh, brother. So wait.
Okay,
So if I take,
hold on.
so if I take,
hold
Yeah.
on, Jim. What is the natural context? Please put it into plain words of what the natural context would be.
I don't know. Guys, come on. This is like we're modern now. I'm saying like if shit
This
was
is your
like,
logic.
No. Please. Yeah, no. So please answer the question. In what natural context is raping someone okay?
So listen, right? You got your family, you guys, you live and stuff, and there's another family that lives, just not too far away, and you're eating a lot of meat, and you're very healthy, you're getting a lot of animal fat. You get horny, you want to mate.
I think you don't have an answer to that question. I think you
I'm
made
getting
it.
to the question.
No. You're rambling. I think
I'm
you
not.
have. Hold on. Do you actually think, in a natural context, to rape someone is okay?
Like, yeah. Like,
You should
yeah,
say
it's
grape
nature.
instead of the full R word. YouTube is
Oh
fine,
yeah,
but
yeah.
TikTok
My
is
bad.
sensitive.
My bad.
No worries.
My bad.
I often mess up too.
Yeah, like, you gotta understand.
Wait. So Jake, are you in favor of somebody graping your mother?
No. Of course not. Because naturally,
In a natural, but no, Jake, in a natural context.
yeah, in a natural context, if somebody would want to rape my mom, it would be
What if
me.
someone wanted to grape you?
I would have the natural instinct to protect myself.
Wouldn't everybody?
But what if you
That's
couldn't?
my point.
That's the
Everybody
question.
would.
The whole natural context to protect yourself would signify that we do
Don't
not.
want it.
Yeah, like we shouldn't do it
I
because
know.
other sentient beings like your mother don't want it to happen to them.
I know. I'm not saying you're wrong with that, but I'm saying if I think about doing it in the first place, if I see a girl and I think about it and the idea comes to my
It's funny
head.
that you think of a girl. Why don't you think you're the victim?
What do you mean?
Why do you always put yourself in the oppressor's position instead of the victim's?
Okay, fine.
So
I'll
instead
switch
of
it to you.
looking at it from the oppressors, does it seem fair from the victim's perspective?
It's not about
Jake,
fair. That's
Jake,
the whole thing.
shut your hole. What you're literally saying is that you want to do this to somebody, and if you didn't have laws, you would do this. That's what I'm hearing.
I know. I didn't.
You would do
I didn't
this.
say that.
You're in support of violating someone's autonomy, and I want you to know you're a monster for that. You are
I'm
a
not a
fucking
monster.
monster.
I'm healthy.
You're a
I'm
fucking
healthy.
monster.
I'm healthy.
Terrible. Terrible
A
person.
healthy monster.
Terrible, terrible monster. You think you have the right to violate someone, but you can't put yourself in the victim's perspective. If someone wanted to enter your body, not someone you are attracted to, someone you don't want touching you, and they want to enter your body without your permission, think about that. That's terrible. You wouldn't want that on anybody. Terrible. God, just exactly sickening. Thank you, David. Sorry, I didn't mean to like.
But vegans are weird, huh?
I know, right? Like, I can't believe this guy's logic. Ugh, like disgusting. Ugh.
Not even people in prison go that far. Like, come on now.
They would find people in prison would find him immoral. They would find him disgusting. Honestly, he's a red flag. Talking like that, huge red flag. Ugh. Hey, Lori, I appreciate you coming up. It's good to see you.
Hey, guys.
And
I'm glad I missed that
I
one.
know, right? Also, Axel, welcome up. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm coming up while I'm cleaning,
Yeah.
so
Oh, okay.
I apologize that I'll be on and off.
Appreciate you being up here at all. Thank you. Awesome. Let's get some people up here. Vazi Fish Care.
Yo.
Hey, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2007, December 5th.
All right. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I just don't want to be. Honestly, I think it doesn't really change who humans really are.
What does vegan mean?
I don't really know too far past it, but just not eating meat, respecting animals and stuff.
Okay. Well, it's actually it's an ethical stance against the exploitation of others. So if I saw you being exploited, right, I wouldn't want to support your oppressor. In fact, I'd speak up for you. But, at minimum, I wouldn't demand your exploitation out of principle. Does that sound like your own principles? Does that match what you would think was right?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
I guess.
So, what's stopping you from living a life that respects animals? Do you know, what the animals go through?
Yes, I understand what animals go through, and I respect animals.
Okay, so what justifies...
But at the same time, I eat them too, because that's just kind of the nutrients I need in my body.
Vazi, why ought we respect your interest to live?
What?
Why ought we respect your interest to live? Why should we respect your interest to live?
Because that's just unhumane if you don't.
So why should we respect your interest to live?
I mean, you don't really have to if you really don't want to, but I feel like that's just the right thing to do.
I'm asking, why is that the right thing to do? That's the question.
Because, I mean, it's a living thing.
So why should I respect your interest to live? That's the question, right? So you said because you're a living thing, then shouldn't that apply to all animals also? They're also living beings. So why shouldn't you respect their interest to live?
But not all animals have the same brain power as we do to think for ourselves.
Oh, so if we find a human being who has less brain power, who has similar brain power to an animal, then we shouldn't respect their will to live?
Okay, so you're vegan. You like animals, right? And so
Should we respect their life to live?
what
Should
about a
we
sea
respect the
lion?
life
Sea
to...
lions go around raping
Vazi,
penguins.
Vazi, I understand that you think a conversation goes like somebody asks you a question, then you ask another question, and no questions are answered. But it's a pretty simple question. A human being with the same intellectual capacity of an animal, should we respect their life to live or their right to live or not? Should we respect their interest?
Yeah, sometimes you should.
Sometimes, but if we benefit from it, like take for instance, if we could use them as schmaves, you would be in favor of doing that to intellectually challenge human beings?
No. I think
Okay, so why should we respect their interest then?
I think that's an entirely different conversation than being vegan, but okay.
Why should we respect their interest then? No, it's exactly the same. I ask you, why should we respect the like you said that the only reason why we should respect why we shouldn't respect the interest of an animal is because they're of their intellectual capacity. When we trait equalize it with a human and we say they both have the same intellectual capacity, then only logic serves to say that we shouldn't be respecting that human's interest also, right? So why should we respect that intellectually challenged human being, knowing that they have the same intellectual capacity of the animals whose interest you don't respect?
But even people that eat animals, they also do respect animals at the same time. It's not like they fully disrespect them just because they're eating them.
So I ask you yet again, you're not respecting their interests. Whether you have this unrealistic definition of respecting an individual, and by respecting you mean that you're going to cut their throat and leave them hanging upside down so that all their blood gets out of their body, and then you can chop them into pieces and put their flesh through your mouth hole simply because it gives you a tingly sensation in your brain. If you consider that respect, then I mean, whatever. I don't think that it is. But when I mentioned respecting their interest, it means it's not the same thing. It means essentially not going against their interests simply because you want to. So should you go against the interest of an intellectually challenged human being simply because you want to?
Bro, what? Wait, I got a question. So you think just because you're
Wait.
Should
vegan,
you go
you're better
against...
than me?
Fozzie, can you please
Should...
focus? Because Chip asked you a question. You keep just jumping to your own questions. Are you literally just sitting in, is your brain just soup? Or can you actually focus?
Oh,
Yeah,
my
so if
brain's
you...
definitely not soup. It's
Okay,
just
then I need you to...
it's funny to me you're trying to exploit people to get what you
No,
want them to say. It's like,
no.
Vozzy, can you
what?
shut up? Can you shut up? Okay, thank you. Can you please listen to Chip and respond to his question? If not, we can just move on. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah, so Vazi, the reason why I ask you these questions is because I'm trying to understand what exactly is the difference between any human being and any animal when it comes to respecting the interests of one but not the other. When it comes to, because at first you mentioned intelligence, and when we trait equalize it by intelligence, you seem to think that we should still respect the human, so then it's not intelligence. So if there's a human being and a different animal in front of you, and you're saying we should only respect the interest of one but not the other, even though you can respect both, why would you choose to respect only the interests of one but not the other?
Because one's food and one's not.
Yeah, but both of them can be labeled as food. I hope you understand that, right? Like, I can label you as food. If I have power over you, I can label you as food. I can label you as object decorating around my house. Like, I can literally tie you up, hit you in the head, and use you as a decorative object if I want to. And every time you wake up, I just hit you again and I use you as a decorative object. I can label you as an object all day long, and I can treat you like an object all day long. But I wouldn't be justified in me doing it to you. And I know why, but you don't seem to know why it would be unjustified for us to do it to any other human being, do you?
But you're making it act like tigers and snakes and stuff haven't eaten people as well. Like humans don't just like eat
No, I'm
humans.
making
Like
actually. You're
everything
not a
eats each other.
tiger. You're not a tiger. You're not a whatever else you mentioned. So you're making the choices for yourself. Or tell me this: do you simply do whatever a tiger or a lion does?
Yeah, I eat meat. Like what? Like,
Do
dude, I
you
bet if
do
a
you
chicken,
Okay,
do you
okay. So if a
unalive your
tiger and a lion,
do you unalive your competition's babies because you're threatened by them? That's what lions do.
what? Okay,
I thought you were a
well,
lion.
I'm not
Oh, you're not a lion. Oh,
exactly
you
a lion, but I
confused
eat
me.
meat
I
like a
thought,
lion.
Chip, I'm sorry. I thought he said
I
he was
have
a
features
lion
like a
because
lion. I eat meat.
because
I thought so too.
he
I
imitates
thought so too.
Do you
Yeah.
sniff people's butts when they walk in the room? That's what lions do.
Do you eat from the ass first? Because that's what carnivores do.
Yeah,
Well,
Eat
if
Vozzy,
from
I'm
the
eating
ass
pork, then
first.
I do.
it's funny that you cherry pick what you want to do and imitate by lions. It's almost like
It's
you don't
funny
think that
how
everything that's natural is moral.
you
What a
cherry
funny
pick
thought.
who you want to talk to and what you want them to say. Like what?
Vozzy, that didn't make
Wait. So
sense.
Vozi,
Go ahead.
I failed to see Vozi. You still have yet to answer the question: is it moral for us to um, treat an intellectually challenged human being like we do other animals?
No, I guess. I mean,
Why
you
not?
treat them however you want,
Why
really,
not?
depending on who you are.
So why would it be immoral for me to treat an intellectually challenged human being like you do animals?
What? I mean, I'm not saying you can treat them right. I mean, people laugh at people that have different like problems.
Bozi, you need to focus. So I'll slow down for you, okay? I understand it's difficult for you to focus. Maybe it's your first time on TikTok. So, how do you treat animals, Bozi? Let's start from there. Do you think you treat animals like objects?
No.
No. Okay. Well, if I were to tell you that my friend over here likes to bring dogs into existence, then when dogs reach the age of 1 year old, he shoots them in the head, or he pews them in the head. Sorry, because he does not really like dogs. He only likes puppies. So if my friend says, "Well, because I like puppies, it's justified for me to do this to them," and my group of people have been doing it for centuries. So uh, would my friend be objectifying the dog by disregarding what the dog wants out of life and just pew-pewing them in the head because he can?
Well, I mean, he's not eating them. He's just doing it just because he wants to. So I guess yes, he's
Yeah, so
wrong
he's
for that.
objectifying them because he doesn't really care what the dog wants, but rather he cares what he wants out of the dog, correct?
Yes, but he's not
Okay,
consuming
so
the dog after he does that.
if I do exactly the same, if I don't care what any animal wants, but I only care what I want out of them, is that me objectifying the animal?
I guess in a way, yeah.
Okay, so do you think that if I objectify an animal for optional food, it somehow means something more than what it is?
Yes, because it's food.
But it's optional food, right? Like if I objectify, like you would say we need food, right? But if I objectify an animal for exercise, take for instance, I take a dog and I kick them for exercise. It's such a good exercise for me. That's still me objectifying a dog. I do need to exercise for a healthy life. So does that mean that what I'm doing to that dog would be justified?
No, because that's just inhumane, the animal abuse.
Wait,
Why would
I just have a question, and it's regarding what Chip said. So Vazi, do you think that if this guy, were to eat the puppies, that it would be justified and okay?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I
You
mean,
think
not
that would be
fully. I mean,
okay to breed puppies into existence and then shoot them in the head at 1 year old and then eat them?
what do you want me to say? We do that with chickens already. I mean, yeah.
So you think
so
in general, like
Vazi,
that's
then let me see
justified?
if I get this straight.
Uh-oh.
I think he thinks it's justified. I think he said that for food, it's all good. So I want to understand now what food is, Vazi. Like if I take that flesh of a dog, I put it through my mouth, I chew it, and then I spit it out. Is it justified for me to bring them into existence and unalive them after a year?
No.
No. Okay. Why is that not? It's still food, right?
Yeah.
Even in that situation. So why would that not be justified?
Because you spit it out.
Oh, okay. So, what if I have a condition that makes me vomit every time after I eat? Would it then be justified?
Bro, what? I mean,
Yeah, you
yeah,
know,
I
there's
guess.
bulimia. What if I were bulimic, right? If I had this condition and I was bulimic, and every time I eat, I also happen to take it out afterwards. Would it be justified for me to bring dogs into existence, pew them after a year, and then do exactly that, eat them, and then puke them out?
Yeah.
Also, that's just so the only justification is if it goes through my throat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't sound very intelligent, Bozzy. I
This
think
guy's like missing 2 brain cells, or the only 2 he's
something.
got
I
are
mean, he's
rubbing
just being
together.
contrarian. He's not here in good faith. He's here to just say,
No, he's
I don't
not.
believe you. This
Bro,
isn't
what?
true. Yeah. Like, are you
Dude, go
telling me
back
you'd
to
be
Wait,
okay with people kicking dogs for fun because it's their only way to get exercise?
I have a dog and I don't kick him for fun. I
Yeah, but
mean,
other people
no.
might, and they find it fun. What's wrong with
Okay,
kicking a dog
and
for
that's
fun?
other people. Everyone's
Vozzy,
different in their own way.
can you answer a question? Are you capable of answering questions?
I've been answering all of them
You
you
haven't
shot at me
answered a
so far.
goddamn thing. Tell me why it's wrong to kick a dog.
Because it hurts it.
Oh, we finally fucking got there. So
Oh,
they suffer. You care about their experiences. You care about a
yeah.
dog's
wait,
experiences.
was it?
Go ahead.
What if they don't suffer? What if I inject them with a serum that makes them not suffer? Does that make kicking the dog okay?
Well, a dog's not invincible, so I mean, it's still going to suffer.
Well, I constantly give them the injections; they'll never suffer. So is me kicking them okay?
No, what? They're still suffering.
Oh, okay. Well, they're not feeling pain. That's what I mean.
Yeah, like
So,
They
would
might
it
have
be
some
fair?
form of emotional.
Would it be fair to do this to somebody that isn't aware of it, but they're gonna lose their whole life, their freedom, their autonomy? Is that fair to do to somebody, even if they're unaware of it?
no, it's not fair, but it happens
Right.
anyways.
It's not fair.
That's
That's
life.
the is-ought fallacy, Vozzy. We understand what is. We're talking about what ought to be. Do you understand the difference? We're talking about how we should interact with each other, not about how the terrible things that happen that do happen. We're saying, how can we prevent that? We can make a better world by aiming to be better ourselves, right? And when you use animals, you're
We
using...
could, but
Are you against slavery? Are you against racism?
yes, I'm against all that.
Okay, good. Do you think that you can eliminate all racism in the world?
No,
Right.
you can't.
But you still try to not be racist, right? Out of principle.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all vegans are. We recognize that there's a victim that we don't need to cause. We don't need to cause this individual to experience this. We don't need to demand it, right? And we want to respect them because if we were them, we would want to be respected. It's the same thing as trying to not be racist. You're trying to respect others the way that you want to be respected. Animals have the same qualifiers. They care about what's going to happen to them. And I understand we live in a world that paints it like these animals are almost consenting to this because they're so unaware or something. But when you see the reality, there just is no right way to do this. It's like watching people kick dogs because it's completely unnecessary. Even when they come from these nice farms, they all meet the same slaughterhouse. You know, they all try to avoid it. We have to trick them into it. And it's not fair. And because they are sentient, we can easily understand that they don't want to experience that because we don't want to. We're all sentient. And that's it. If you wouldn't eat your dog, you should be vegan.
So Have you stepped on an ant before?
Do you understand the difference between intrinsic? Do you understand the difference between intrinsic and incidental?
But does an ant not have a life?
Do you understand the
Wait,
difference between
I think he's
intrinsic and
trolling.
incidental? I know.
Holy.
No, I don't
Okay, so
understand the difference
you're going to
between
go
that.
on walks, you're going to exist, and it's going to cause harm. But there are times when you have options, when you can avoid doing so, and you should avoid harming people. Yes. If an animal was to, go in front of you, if you can avoid hitting them, you should. If you can
All right.
buy products that say, hey, we took the extra effort to avoid exploiting someone, you should do that. But the products that say
So
humane flesh, those are lies, because you cannot steal from someone humanely. You can't unalive someone who wanted to live humanely.
So Vazi, do you think there's any difference between accidentally running a dog with your car or intentionally swerving off traffic when you see a dog and running directly into them? Is there a difference between these two scenarios?
yeah,
Okay, there's a difference between these two scenarios. Do you think that then there is a difference between accidentally walking over an ant and then you intentionally going there and killing ants?
kind of, yeah. But it's not.
Okay. So do you think that there's a difference between you accidentally running over an ant and you intentionally sending an animal to slaughter?
Yeah, you kill both of them.
Yeah, that's what we're saying here. So I think it's pretty clear, Vazi. Why do you not eat dogs? That's my final question, and I'm very curious about it. Why not your dog, but a dog that has been specifically bred to be brought into existence, exploited, and then unalived. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Would you pay for that? That's the question.
Because they're not the huge part of the food trade. I probably, if they were
If
like
they
put in the
were,
food, then
yeah.
yes, I most likely would. But it's not.
Okay, so and if I escalate it a little bit and instead of dogs it were humans, would you support that?
No, 'cause I am a
Oh
human.
no. Okay, but what if humans had two subspecies? Because we do have subspecies of humans. What if there was a subspecies of humans that were to be treated that way and another subspecies that weren't to be treated this way? Would you think that's okay?
Why do you like mentioning slavery so much?
Oh, because that's what we are against. We're against slavery. That's what being vegan is. It's an anti-slavery position.
You just
We're
want to
against.
push an answer out of me that agrees with what you're saying.
No,
What?
Wazi. You see, what I'm doing is the reason why we keep asking you these questions is because you cannot seem to make the difference between nature versus nurture. In every single thing that you say, every single response that you give the response about how society is, not about how things should be. And you seem to think that because things are the way they are, that means that they should be the way they should be. Take, for instance, well, no, because dogs are not meant for that. Cows are meant for that. That's why we should do this to them and we should do this to that. Why is it wrong to do it to humans? Well, because I'm human or something. No, that's not true. In fact, naturally speaking or evolutionary speaking, you should be in favor of doing it to other humans because you would have less competition. So why exactly, what exactly makes it right or wrong to do it to a human is exactly the same reason why it's right or wrong to do it to any other animal.
All right, I got a question for you. So,
What
if
did I just
someone,
say?
what would be right and wrong if it was human and animal, bunch of other stuff? Yeah.
No. Please repeat. What did I just say?
I'm not repeating everything you just said. I have a question for you.
You did not. You did not repeat what I just said. Please summarize exactly what I just said.
I'm not doing that.
All right, well, Vazi,
Okay, then
I think
You
we're going to
we're
haven't
move
done.
on.
summarized anything.
Yeah, we're going to move on. We have a list of people want to come up, and you're just wasting your time at this point. Like, there are a few moments, I know he was trolling us, but I thought there were a few moments that maybe he started to be honest a little bit. Then he would just coil back up into his little ball.
Thank goodness. He sounded really young.
He did too,
Too.
yeah. He said he was 18, but it's hard to tell when they're actually 18 or not, because 18 sounds so young too. Hey, Riley.
It's sadder. It's sadder when they're young, though.
It is because they're already indoctrinated for sure. Hey, Riley, are you over 18?
Yes,
What year were you born?
January 5th, 2008.
Okay. I'll allow you, but you sound very young. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I actually just have a question, and I've been wanting to become.
Well, I asked you a question.
I don't know why I haven't.
Okay.
It's kind of a mix between my family and because it's like looked down
Okay.
around. Like in my family, it's like they kind of shame vegans, which I don't understand why, but
Gotcha.
they think of it as a food chain thing, like a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a question. If you could, because I don't understand, if you could explain why veganism is more acceptable than vegetarians.
Sure. So vegetarians eat the way they do as a diet. Typically, it's either because of health or they don't fully understand the egg and dairy industry. When you use dairy, you're demanding that a cow be impregnated against her will, or at least without her consent considered, right? And after 9 months of her carrying that baby, she's separated from that baby. And dairy cows are very maternal. So it's very stressful for both her and the calf. If the calf is a boy, he's often unalived, if not immediately, at least within 2 years, and maybe turned into some cheap product. But if they're a female that's born, they're left in a hut until they reach sexual maturity, and they're given either a portion of their mother's milk or a substitute. But they don't get any attention with their parent. They're left in this hut alone. Often these huts are in like long rows. And when she reaches sexual maturity, she'll go through exactly what her mom went through. And when they decide to impregnate her, they do it one of two ways. And most often it's this first way where the farmer will glove up and he'll penetrate the cow's bum hole. So through the lining of her colon, he'll hold her cervix in place. And then in her vagina, they squirt bull semen. And how they obtain the bull semen is that it's someone's job to get a bull randy. And they often do that by putting a buzz toy in his bum until he becomes erect, and then they obtain the semen from him. And then once they put it in her, they actually massage it into her until they get what's called the slick. If this was a human, right, we would have a word for this. Yeah. And that's how we have to get dairy. The other way is to have a bull mount her. In my opinion, again, if I was in her position, if someone locked me in a space that I couldn't escape, where a randy bull was walking around wanting to do what he wanted to me, like I wouldn't tolerate that either. So that's for dairy. And then for eggs, we took a chicken from her home. She was a red jungle fowl. She only laid 13 eggs a year, and they were often fertilized. Someone had a mutation. We took her and made her mate with a male that had some genetic mutation that matched that, so that their baby was mutated and was a better slave for us to make eggs. And we kept doing that, over and over again. And to this day, if you buy eggs, you're demanding more of those chickens that have been mutated to have this egg every day. You have to carry this weight and then drop it, either every day or every other day, or at least a couple of times a week. And that's just not fair. I wouldn't want to be born into existence just to lay eggs for somebody. And then
just to be sexualized.
Exactly. They're taking advantage of my natural systems, and that's just not right. It's not fair. So that's why vegans don't go with vegetarianism, because there's still exploitation involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, on the first day of a baby male chick's arrival, they're put on a conveyor belt and sent to a macerator, or they're gassed, or they're suffocated, or they're stomped on.
Yeah, exactly. You'll always see the flocks are all females, maybe 1 to 2 males, but we're all the boys.
Males don't have a profit.
Yeah. So
When I was younger, I never wanted to really eat meat because I had watched the videos of what they go through and it made me sick to think about that. But it was always forced on me. I would have to sit at the dinner table until I ate that. So it's kind of just how I grew up.
yeah, no, I actually had a similar household. I had to hide the fact that I wasn't consuming animal products when I became vegan after I moved out, but every time that I went back for like holidays and family get-togethers, I had to hide because they were so judgmental, and I was at the time too afraid to stand up for my boundaries. But once you are independent and on your own, that's when you're able to live your own ideals and your values. And, I totally understand when people have issues visiting their family. But once you realize that you can live your own life, you should have strength in telling people, because I have now. I've been strong now to my family to say, hey, I'm not going to sit with you while you're consuming body parts. Other vegans tolerate it because as a vegan, being around non-vegans, you still influence people regardless of if you're talking or not. So, it could be that you are with your family and you cook your own food maybe, or, once you aren't living there anymore, that's when you take priority of what you want to do. That way you can instill some confidence to stand up for your values, because you shouldn't have to cross your values like that. That's unfair. Your family does that to you.
Yeah. I am not vegan or vegetarian or anything yet, but I do avoid meat
Yeah.
like as much as I get the chance to. Now that I can actually I've been cooking for myself for like 2 years and I avoid it, but it's always like
Okay.
looked
If you're
down
cooking
on.
for yourself, I tell you honestly, when I went vegan is when I started to actually like cooking for myself. So I don't know, maybe look up your favorite dishes and put the word vegan next to it. I promise you'll find things that are delicious, but the motivation comes from the same reason that you don't consume their flesh. I don't consume dairy. Actually, dairy is the reason I went vegan. I don't want to support that. I don't want to give my money to somebody who's going to grape an animal so that I can have her breast milk, because it's for her
Yeah,
baby.
I didn't know they did it like that until I watched like a few videos because it's crazy how they put the animals down and how they impregnate them. It's crazy the process that they choose to go through
Yeah. So I
and
guess
stuff.
in your mind, when you leave this conversation, is there anything that's going to hold you back besides your family when you are making your own food? What's stopping you from not adding animal ingredients?
From
From not putting eggs, dairy, putting any other honey, any other animal products in there? What's stopping you?
what's I
So,
try
so
not to as much as I can.
well, so I understand, but when you say I try not to, but you cook for yourself, this means that you're still choosing from time to time to demand a cow be raped or a chicken be mutated, right? Be forced into existence with a handicap and her brother be blended up alive. Do you think that's fair from time to time?
No.
Exactly. So that's why I was asking you, what in your mind will happen the next time you reach for eggs or dairy? Is it going to be like, oh, it's okay this time? Or will it be that you realize grabbing that is demanding that mother be separated from her baby, that she be raped to be pregnant?
Because it's keeping the process going and it's just going to make it worse. And it's not going to slow it down at all if you keep using the products.
Right, exactly.
And just to be clear, it's not that it's continuing the process, it's that you're demanding the process to
Right.
happen. Because you're not just like, you're not just contributing to it, you're demanding it. You see? There's a little bit of a difference there.
Yeah.
So do you think your next meal that you're going to make it vegan?
Probably. I will try my hardest to.
Okay, I just want to make this clear though. Who has it harder? You making a fully plant-based meal, or the animals that are losing everything for you to have convenience? Who has it harder?
The animals.
Right. If you were them, what would you want your oppressor to do? Would you want them to take that effort to make meals that don't involve using you? Or would you rather
Yeah.
them, yeah. Okay, so all we're asking is that you live the way that you would want your oppressor to live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Also, Riley, keep in mind that it's very empowering to stand up for what is right, especially in situations where others don't. It's very empowering for that. So you could choose to see it as, well, it's kind of like peer pressure because people will try to peer pressure you into it. But it's actually very empowering to say no and actually do what the right thing is, because you know that the right thing is to not treat these animals like objects. So empower yourself to not
Yeah.
to do so. Don't just follow what everyone else does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I just want you to know that one person, going from an omnivorous diet to a vegan diet can save up to 100, if not more, animals, because some people eat an animal a day. So it can be upwards of like 300. And I usually use this example of if I went over to like wherever there's a dog meat market and I saved a dog from that, I'd be hailed as a hero. And I'm just saying you could be a hero times 100. Just changing your habits. That's big.
Yeah.
That's I mean, that really is huge for each person. So all right. Well,
Okay.
I'll
Well,
let
thank
you go.
you.
I want to give you one last hard question, then I'll drop you. How many more animals do you want exploited for you? Is it more than 0?
No.
Yeah. All right. Sounds like you have a vegan heart. If you could, can you watch Dominion 2018? It's free on YouTube. Just be an informed consumer. It might be actually worth it to show it to your parents too. They might actually agree with you.
Okay.
Oh, also, Riley, there's a thing called Challenge 22. It takes 22 days. It's just a challenge. And for 22 days, they put you in a group. They send you recipes. It's all for free. They help you adopt a plant-based diet and all of it for free just to make sure that you're getting all the nutrients in and everything, what to look out for. Why not give that a try? It's only 22 days. And afterwards, if you feel like you're not missing out on anything, you can just continue,
Okay. I'll look into it. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Riley. Appreciate you coming up. I do appreciate honest actors and people willing to look at information. All right. Animals Hourly. Oh, interesting name. Hey, are you vegan?
Hello. No.
Oh, interesting name. Are you at least over 18?
Yeah, I'm 20.
All right, right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Because animals taste good.
Okay. What does veganism mean?
I don't know.
Okay. What do you think it means? When I say I'm vegan, what do you think?
You don't like eat or exploit any animals. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Something around that.
So it's just an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So I don't want to demand your exploitation. I don't want to demand the exploitation of a cow, chicken, pig, fish, anybody who's sentient. Does that sound like something that aligns with your own principles? Like, would you want someone kicking dogs, or do you think we should leave animals alone?
I don't. Not really sure. I mean, the question is, why aren't you vegan? And I'm telling you because I like how animals taste. Can we just stay on that?
Well, wait a minute. We all like the taste of some some animal products, but we all acknowledge that taste is not a good enough justification to exploit and unalive somebody. Do you think taste is a good enough justification to exploit and unalive somebody?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so if humans tasted 100 times better than any other animal, you would think it's justified to unalive humans and eat them.
No, because it's illegal.
But if it were legal,
I don't really talk on hypotheticals.
oh, but you just did. You just answered now. Before you said no because it's illegal. So, if it were
but
legal,
that's not
what
a
would you do?
It's not really a hypothetical.
Yeah, it's a
Because
pretty simple
it's a
hypothetical.
scenario.
But let's do this.
But it's already real.
I'm gonna ask you this. If it rains outside, do you grab an umbrella or do you grab a poncho or do you just walk in the rain?
dude. Sure. Grab an umbrella.
Okay. So this was a hypothetical, you see, and you were able to answer it.
Yeah, I
So
understand. But what am I just
so
gonna
then that
not? What
means
am
you
I just
can.
gonna not answer it? Like I understand you're trying to get me,
Okay.
but
No, I'm not trying to get you. I'm just trying to show you that you can answer hypotheticals. So now, in a hypothetical scenario where humans tasted 20 times better and it was legal to farm humans, would you demand the farming and unaliving of humans?
can you cut out? Can you repeat it?
Yeah, so in a hypothetical scenario where humans tasted 20 times better than any other animal, would you be in favor of farming and unaliving humans?
I don't really know. It's illegal. I wouldn't really know.
Do you know what an appeal to legality is?
Nah.
So it's a logical fallacy that says.
Listen. If everybody in the world, if it was normalized to eat humans, yeah, sure. But it's
So if
not.
it were normal, oh, okay. So essentially, you're saying you just would do what everyone else in the world would do. So let me ask you this: if you were born during the times when there was slavery in the United States, would you have been a person who would have said no to it, or would you have been a person who would have had a slave?
What do you wait? I don't understand what you're saying.
So in the times when it was normal to, when schmavery was normal, okay.
Yep.
Would you have been a person who would have participated in it, who would have demanded it, or would you have been a person who would have stood up against it?
What word are you saying? Having or helping?
Yeah, would you have had a schmave?
If it was, yeah, of course.
Oh,
So, okay. Yeah. So
Sorry, I didn't want to.
I think you just,
And if he's still in the comments, he needs to watch out, considering he tastes just like pig.
Yeah.
Somebody might go after him.
I honestly don't really want to platform people that say human slavery is okay, because I feel like once we start pushing back, I don't know, it just feels like we're legitimizing them. So I just feel strongly that I just want to drop them. Are you guys all okay with that?
I agree.
Okay.
I don't think he would have understood anyway why it's wrong. So
I just don't think they even understand what they're supporting when they say that. Like, you're on the plate then. You are
No, they
the
just
victims. Go ahead, Sarah.
they just want to be edgy because they know it's not actually going to happen to them. So they just want to be edgy about it.
Yeah. It's just so disgusting to me. I can't stand them sitting there saying, well, I wouldn't be the slave, but I would have a slave. Like, gross, dude. Gross. Yuck.
it's also like,
He said it would be okay to have a slave, dude. He's still in the comments.
Oh.
even if he's trying to be edgy, it's still extremely disrespectful to all the people who have gone through that form of oppression, who are still struggling today because of it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of messed up.
It's hella messed up. It's hella messed up because he's kind of like downplaying their experiences. It's terrible.
They simply don't care. I mean, talk about white male privilege.
Yeah. So seriously, that's exactly where it comes from. Yeah. Hey, Jay, Trades, are you over 18?
Yes.
Okay. What year were you born? You're very far away.
Yeah. I'm 28. I was born May 16th, 1995.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Well, I don't believe animals have the same. I don't see animals and humans as a 1-for-1 equal.
Okay. You don't need to. Do you know what veganism means?
I think it's very important to your argument, though.
What does veganism mean?
Veganism is a practice where people refrain from eating meat or anywhere where animals are exploited for their own personal gain, just for like a meal.
All right. So vegans are principally against the exploitation of other sentient beings because we don't want to be exploited. We don't find it fair. So
define sentient beings.
I'm sorry?
What do you mean by sentient beings?
Sentient beings that are able to experience emotions and have a subjective experience of life. Like the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness, the New York Declaration of Consciousness, going over thousands of studies that show that the animals that have a brain and a spinal cord show signs of being sentient, similar to us.
Similar to us?
Yes, they have their own subjective experience of pain, joy, suffering, longing.
Exactly like us.
So you would say...
Well, so you and I, Jay, you and I are two totally separate individuals. I have no fucking clue what kind of subjective experience you're having, right? You don't know what my experience is. We just know that we're experiencing some form of pain, joy, or whatever emotion. our own subjective versions.
Here's the problem.
Animals also have their own subjective versions. They differ even between the same species.
Let me ask you a question. If you think that human beings and animals have such a similar experience,
do you understand what sentience is? It's binary. It's binary. You're starting. Jay, stop, please. I just want you to understand that sentience doesn't have to do with intelligence. It's about the experience. Okay, so if you're gonna go off the richness of sentience, I want you to debate something I never argued. Would you shut up? I want to preface before you answer. Okay, God, what I'm trying to say is, if you're trying to say because we're more intelligent, because we have experiences and other things that makes our lives more important, like that doesn't matter. What matters is that we all care about what happens to us. It doesn't matter how smart you are, who you're related to, what you look like. All right, go ahead.
So
hold on. Sierra popped in. Sierra, please say what you're gonna say.
Oh no, I actually wasn't going to say anything, but like Jay just needs to calm down, and also his like mic is really bad.
Yeah, it's very echoey. All right, Jay, you may speak.
So you're hopping to an argument I never even made and trying to argue that. Okay, one. Number two, you're trying to hop to.
Okay, Jay, I could not understand that first one. Please say again.
You hop to an argument I never made or said. Okay.
What argument was that?
You said that humans are more intelligent, so that means that we.
Okay, I wanted you to understand.
I never said that. You took my argument. Can I talk?
I wanted you to understand what sentience is. That it's binary, and that yes, we all have different intelligences, and maybe humans have some extra, like we're sapient, but there are also some animals that are sapient. I understand that we have some different intelligences. And I don't want you to use that as a justification. That's all. I was trying to get ahead of that.
But like I said, you're arguing something I didn't say. So
you're right. Go ahead then. Let's hear what your argument is.
So if you believe animals and humans have a close enough sentience experience,
what is sentience?
Should we hold? You said what?
The ability to have a subjective experience. You
right.
either
you
do.
Believe,
Jay,
hold on,
Jay,
stop.
You either Jay. What is sentience? What is sentience?
You have to let me finish.
What
it's a subjective experience.
Sentience? Okay, you either have it or you don't. You either have it or you don't.
Right. So let me finish my argument. If you believe animals have.
You keep saying if you believe that we have the same sentience, and I'm telling you, sentience is binary. You either have it or you don't.
But there are degrees of sentience.
That's why I was getting ahead of your goddamn question. Oh my god, dude. Oh my fucking god.
No, they're not. There are no degrees of sentience. So what you're being told is that you either have sentience or not. You can call them degrees if you want, but in reality, they're just differences, not degrees. Because degrees would imply some form of hierarchy. We can't say that our experience is better than their experience when maybe some animals can experience smells in ways we can never even understand, sounds in ways we can never really understand, and sight at the same time in ways we can never really understand. So their experience of life might be monumentally richer than ours. So what we're saying is that it's not about, there's no hierarchy, it's an on-off switch, and everything else is just different.
Yeah, could I just say something real quick and then you guys can go back at it? So the reason that we asked the definition is because what you just said is a contradiction, Jay.
I didn't even finish what I was saying.
Hold on, please. You can say all what you want. I don't want to. I have.
My argument is.
Okay, so you were saying levels of sentience. Okay, the whole subjective experience, right? That would be a contradiction if you were saying there is levels of subjective experience, because that very thing is subjective. So that's a contradiction. Like you have to understand that before we can even continue, because having a subjective experience, you can't measure.
So what was my original statement?
Your original
just
statement.
Make your statement.
No, I know his statement.
Was, if you believe that human beings have we have a similar subjective experience as animals, right? We would have to hold animals to the same standard we hold humans to. which would lead us
Yeah,
to
I was
arresting
expecting
monkeys
that.
that commit rape. Hold on, that would lead us to arresting monkeys that commit rape.
Yeah,
If
I
I
was
can't eat an
expecting
animal,
that.
if I can't
Yeah,
eat an
yeah.
animal,
So,
that
so
means they
Jay,
can't
so
eat
Jay,
animals, right? Right?
Yeah. So let me explain it to you. It's fairly simple. I would not blame a human being for doing something bad if they don't know what they're doing is bad. Take, for instance, if a child starts drawing on my wall, I'm not gonna slap the shit out of him for drawing on my wall because they don't know any better. But if an adult does that, I might slap the shit out of them for fucking drawing on my wall. So there's a difference, you see, when you know what you're doing, whether it's right or wrong, right? So that's the first difference.
Okay,
The
so
second
animals don't know
difference,
right from wrong.
the second difference is, let me just put it all into context so that you understand, because if we just go by one, you might not understand the sheer complexity of the argument that you're trying to make. So the second difference is that you have options. Animals don't. Most animals don't actually have options, or
All
if they
humans
do,
have
they're
equal
not aware
options.
of the options that they're having, right? So there's that also. And the third and final point is that the sheer fact is that you can easily choose. It's not just that you have options, you have, like, for you it's the same thing, right? Like, take for instance, even if an animal has an option, for them their option might, like, the option for them to choose to take, for instance, a bear, right? A bear is an omnivore. Even if a bear would think that what they're doing is wrong, for them, in order to not kill an animal, they might be in a situation where it might be almost impossible for them to do so. Whereas for you, you're literally just about, which product do I pick up from the shelf? Your option is the same option that you have between exploiting and slaughtering another animal or isn't. So do you understand why we cannot hold them accountable?
No, so you made a couple points
No.
there. I would ask you a quick question. Do you believe that all humans have equal options to food?
No, I believe that most
So, all
humans
right. So
have
you
the
said
same
no. That's fine.
options.
Hold on. You said no. Okay. So, does the morality of veganism change based on those options?
No, because morality so clearly stipulates that it's about rejecting animal exploitation as much as it's possible and practicable. It's just that the possible and practicable part, we don't talk about it a lot because most people are extremely disingenuous about it. And we don't really talk about that because it just gets people being disingenuous. In the reality, I've spoken to people from Africa, I've spoken to people from Asia, I've spoken to people from islands that I've never even heard of before, and they all had options. So if you want my personal opinion, I don't have any data to back it up, but if you want my personal opinion, 99.99% of humans in this world have options. And the ones that don't, I would not tell them to,
Okay.
die. We're
So
all
hold on.
here
Okay.
to tell people that if you can be healthy on a plant-based diet, why would you choose not to?
Okay. So if their only option were eating other humans, would you say it's okay?
Yeah, just as I said, if their only option is to eat other animals, that I wouldn't oppose it. Yeah.
Okay. So if that's the case, then I don't think you really stand on. I don't think you can really stand on this more on your own morality because it's
Yeah,
either
because do you know what exploitation is?
you said you said it's okay to exploit them if you don't have
No, but that wouldn't be exploitation. That's the whole point.
that's not
Because
okay.
and I can explain it to you, because exploitation means unfair treatment. It wouldn't be unfair if it's a survival situation, would it? If me and a friend are fighting for survival and only one of us has to survive, it wouldn't be unfair if I eventually survive or he or she eventually survives.
I would say you like cannibalism would still be wrong. It would just be a gray area of justification.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying for
It would still be
exactly the same
wrong.
situation.
No,
Yeah, I
you're
would
not saying
also
that. You're
still
saying
find
that
it wrong.
veganism would not be wrong anymore. You said that it wouldn't be wrong anymore.
No, listen. Let's not be pedantic
That's
about
what
the
I'm
words I'm
saying.
using. Please don't try to strawman my argument. Please, as you see, I'm trying to steelman your argument, and I'm explaining to you nicely. And please don't try to strawman my argument,
You feel
as
like
I've
I'm a straw
explained to
man?
you clearly. If you have the option, so please attack this argument. If you have the option to not exploit animals, do you think you have the obligation to choose the option that doesn't exploit an animal?
You said what?
If you have the option to not exploit an innocent animal, do you think you have the moral obligation to choose to not exploit them?
What do you, in this context? What is the exploitation being had? What is happening to them? How are they being exploited?
Well, enslaved, treated like an object, treated like a means to an end, treated like a resource.
Well, I do perceive them as resources.
Yeah. So is it fair in a situation where you don't need to? Is it fair to treat an innocent animal like a resource?
Yeah, it would still be fine to treat them like a resource.
Okay. Do you acknowledge that humans are animals?
We are animals, yeah.
Okay. So do you think it's fair to treat humans like resources, even if you don't need to?
Yeah, but I wouldn't extend that all the way to like what humans do. I think humans have a distinct. Hold on. I think we have a distinct nature that separates us from animals, even though we are somewhat similar.
Okay, so what exactly is this difference between us and animal
I'll
that
give you a scenario.
justifies the
I'll give you a
exploitation?
question. Let me ask you a question. Okay. One
No, no,
type
no.
of
Please
let me
answer
ask you
my
a question.
question.
Let me ask
No,
you a
no,
question
Jay,
to
I
explain
just
what I'm
asked
saying.
you a question. Jay, we're not going to move on because this is a very important question. What is the difference between a non-human animal and a human animal that justifies the exploitation for optional products?
I would say that if hypothetically, if there was a bigger apex predator, we would be at the whatever that apex predator wants to do does.
So what is that difference again?
By nature's law, nature has given us dominion over these animals through evolution.
He's saying might is the difference. We have the might, so might makes right.
If animals can't protect themselves, they don't have anything at all. Just like humans.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying
You
is
can't
that
protect what you have. You don't have anything at all.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying is that because we have power over them, then the exploitation is justified, correct?
What I'm saying is they are not able to protect themselves. So whatever rights you try to give them, they're not going to be able to uphold.
What are you talking about? They can't protect themselves. Every animal has their own ability to protect themselves, just like humans. The only thing we use are weapons.
You said what?
The only thing different from us to animals is that we use something called weapons.
Yeah, you think that's the only difference between us?
I mean, morally speaking, it just doesn't matter. Jay, do you understand her point? Where are we coming
she
from?
Said we use weapons. She said all she said was humans use weapons.
What's our whole point?
Yeah, morally speaking, that is correct, Jay.
What do you mean?
Wait, also, Jay, what you said is not correct, actually. Jay, if I
we would still win.
Jay, if I put you in a cage with a lion, who do you think will survive?
I would be at the mercy of that lion.
Okay. So then
it's not on the lion.
You don't have power. Okay. So then you don't have power over lions, correct?
If I'm in a cage with a lion, if I beat the lion up, then yeah. If I don't beat the lion up, then no. So it's an outcome based.
Okay.
It's outcome.
Okay. The smallest shrimp could take your face out too, dude. Have you ever heard of a mantis shrimp?
Okay, if the shrimp takes my face off, whatever.
Have you ever heard of a mantis shrimp? Have you ever heard of a mantis shrimp, Jay?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how hard they hit? How fast they can hit?
Okay, the mantis fish can knock me out.
It's a shrimp. Yeah, it can. Okay. It has been known to do that.
Nature. So let me ask you a question. All
right, but Jay, Jay, I'm sorry. We haven't. No, you haven't, because we haven't gotten through this. You're saying that we have power over animals, but as we've established, a lion has power over any human, correct?
No.
What do you mean,
that cage with AR-15, who's coming out of there? Me.
Okay. So you don't actually have power. Can you build an AR-15 yourself, Jay?
Can I build an AR-15? What does that have to do with anything?
Well, honestly, because Jay if you cannot, then
we might move on soon. Because
Jay,
but if I could, then what? What's your question?
No, even if you could, listen. Even if you could, the whole point of it. Do you think that, Jay? So do you think that having power justifies oppression because you have power?
You said what?
Do you think that having power is justifies oppression? That means abusing your power.
So I would say that I would say having power doesn't really matter. To what I was saying, I was saying that if you
What
can't
the
protect
fuck, man?
yourself,
What? Wait,
if you
what?
can't protect yourself, you don't have
You
any
just said the
sovereignty.
reason. What is the difference between us and animals that justifies the exploitation?
We're able to
And
protect
you just
ourselves from those
said is
animals.
that we have power over them. And then when I
I didn't
ask
say
you,
that.
okay, but does power, Jay, because it's the only logical next question, does power justify exploitation?
Hold on. I never said just having
I'm gonna
power.
move
I
on after
said
Okay,
this. I'm gonna move
what's
on
the
after
said
this.
difference?
being able to
What's the
protect
difference?
ourselves from the other animals
Jay, what's
puts us
the
above
difference
them.
between no, Jay,
You cannot
one
protect
human
yourself from other
being,
animals. You're at the mercy of other animals.
one human being, one animal. You can oppress both. You choose to oppress one but not the other. The question is, what's the difference between them that justifies the difference in view?
I would say that if I would allow that human to be oppressed, then I could be oppressed. But just because we allow animals to be oppressed doesn't mean we are going to extend that to
Same
humans.
logic, though. You're using an arbitrary
Why? Why is it the
trait.
same logic?
You're using an arbitrary trait that fits your narrative to justify ignoring someone else's subjective experience in favor of your pleasure, which is
They're not of the
racism,
same species.
sexism, homophobia, etc. It's the same fucking logic.
I would say that I'm for pushing humans to the absolute pinnacle that we can get to and achieve. If that has to
We can do
come
that better if we
with
just enslave each other.
animals. Hold on.
Hold
If
on,
that
hold on,
comes
hold on. I'm
with
not
little
gonna hold
animals,
on anymore, Jay. I'm really tired of talking to you because you're literally just justifying slavery. You're like, if you're not part
so
of
then
my
tell me what's
group,
the difference between animal slavery?
you're literally saying if you're not a part of my group, it's okay to ignore the fact that you care about what happens to you. And you're now just a resource, regardless of the fact that you have a subjective experience. That's what you're saying. And that's what
My group.
yeah, your group. They're not human.
Yeah. If you're not
That's
human,
your group. That's no
What are
different.
human rights based
Shut
on?
up. You just can't listen, can you? I mean, has
Jay, you're
anyone ever
also
tried to teach you anything? Because, goddamn.
yeah, holy shit, you're also justifying might equals right, which is very scary, especially as a woman,
Yeah.
to hear a man justify
That's
that.
why I get so worked up. I'm like, how dare you talk about, I have the power, therefore I can do what I want. Like, okay, so
Not what I said.
someone bigger and stronger
why
wants to
women
poke
need to-
you in all your orifices. Are you going to tolerate that just because they're bigger and stronger? Of course not. All right, Jay, go sit with that. That's too long. It's too long to sit there and like, no, it's okay to still enslave those that care about what happens to them. It's okay. Like, again, always from the oppressor's perspective. They never think from the victim's perspective. It's always fair for them because they're getting a benefit and they're not suffering.
Jay is one of those people who glorifies nature, who thinks that nature is perfect.
Women, watch out for a guy like that. Unless
Seriously.
you know how to self-defend yourself. I think
Exactly.
every woman should learn how to be in self-defense.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Women should be educated in how to protect themselves for sure.
Yeah, he's still in the comments saying, I can't stop them, I'm at their mercy.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Why are these type of guys like obsessed with this mentality?
Because
you understand.
You're going there. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you understand it's a defeatist attitude, right? I can't stop them. I'm at their mercy. And if I decide to do it to someone, well, it's okay. Like, your logic is absurd and you don't even realize it. And that's the scary part.
Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible.
It's because they feel powerless, they feel small, and the only way for them to feel big or that they have power is to justify them oppressing somebody else and saying, well, they would oppress me if I don't oppress them, because they probably have felt oppressed at some point.
Yeah.
That's a good point too.
Absolutely.
All right. Phil, come on down. I'm walking on my treadmill, guys. Look at me, Chip. I'm on my treadmill.
I know what you were doing. I thought you were getting your steps in.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Phil, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
What's that?
The question, why aren't you vegan yet?
Oh, I like meat. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what does veganism mean?
Veganism is not eating animals and byproducts of animals.
Okay, that is something we do, but veganism is actually an ethical stance against the exploitation of other sentient beings. So I don't want to demand your exploitation or the exploitation of a dog or the exploitation of a cow, etc. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as like how I first described it, like I'm going to avoid demanding your exploitation. Does that align with your own principles? Or would you demand my exploitation if you could, if it was convenient? Oh. What? All right. See ya. I don't know what happened there.
It's too hard for him.
Maybe. I wonder if he accidentally hit the back button or something, or I don't know. That's weird. Speed. I'm going to slow down. I'm already out of breath. It's because I also got coffee going through my veins. Hey, Speed, are you over 18? Excuse me.
Yes, I am.
All right. Why aren't you vegan yet?
The main reason, I guess, is it tastes good, and I'm not even sure if going vegan it's healthy for me.
Okay. What does veganism mean?
Yeah, my understanding from what you're saying is that it's a stand on, what you said.
Right.
My understanding is that you don't eat animals or byproducts of animals, of course.
Okay, and I just want to make sure, because I know you heard the definition, you kind of gave it to me there. Why would I avoid animal products?
Yeah, I understand the ethical and moral stance.
Well, but why do you think that I care? Like, why do you think I'm here?
You try to avoid suffering.
No.
From other animals.
No. It's not suffering, not harm reduction. Vegans aren't even against unaliving someone. We're against exploitation specifically, which means to use someone unfairly for your benefit.
Okay.
Okay. Does that sound like more in line with your principles?
Yes, it definitely does.
Okay.
But it doesn't answer whether it's healthy for me or not.
So what is it that you think?
My understanding.
What is it that you think you need from animals that you can't get from other sources?
I think my body is engineered for eating animals.
That's great. Tell me what your special body needs.
Well, proteins. Of course, we can go through that. And yes, for sure. But we are not fully sure.
Claim. You made a claim that your body cannot be vegan, and I'd like to know why.
Well, just from my pure observation, I mean, this is not generalizing, but no, I mean, let's be civil in the conversation. I just want to be really civil in this conversation.
Well, I want you to be honest with me too.
Yeah, I'm being completely honest, and I think out of the 10 people that claim to be vegan that I've seen in real life, when I look at them, most of them don't look healthy, if I'm honest.
Oh,
Speed. Can I tell you something? Like all of the people that have died in my life that have unfortunately gone were not vegan. All the vegans that I know are still alive and functioning well. Does that mean that being vegan makes you immortal?
I mean, maybe you can last for longer, but I don't know if you are with the same energy.
You just reversed your claim.
No.
You just said maybe you can live longer.
No, he's claiming that you can live longer. That doesn't mean that you're healthier.
You just said maybe you can.
I'm not claiming that. I'm not.
Not you, Chip.
So
yeah, and I'm not claiming that. Just to be clear. Yeah, Speed. Just to be clear, I'm not making that claim.
Different things. Okay,
but I'm not making Speed. I'm not making that claim to be clear. What I'm saying is I'm showing the absurdity of drawing conclusions from anecdotes. Because that's the problem with anecdotes. You have a very small sample size, and you as a person who is not an expert in statistics or in any form of data cannot possibly draw conclusions from such a small amount of data. So, Speed, how do you know what's healthy and what isn't? Do you just look at the people around you? Is that how you derive what's healthy and what isn't?
First of all, of course, I'm going to use my own senses to draw conclusions. That's the first thing I will do.
But you
So,
cannot sense you cannot sense what's healthy and what isn't, can you?
Do you really
Ice cream
think
tastes good, but you
well,
two
cannot say if
neurons
it's healthy or
together,
not.
this is going to figure out more than a team of scientists? Two neurons versus
no, well,
scientists.
I
Okay.
guess if you, I mean, you can tell maybe when you see a person whether that person looks energized or not, right? What I'm saying to you is that out of the 10 people that
I'm
I've
sorry, are
seen,
the hospitals
But
full of
wait, wait,
vegan
wait.
people? Are hospitals full of
no,
vegan people?
through my life,
I'm
I mean,
pretty sure that
I
vegans.
at least met 10
Okay,
people.
speed.
At least
Speed.
met, at least,
I really don't think you're being honest. I think you're just being a big liar, pants on fire, because I don't even know that many vegans. There's no way that you know 10 plus vegans and they all look sick. Like, that's laughable.
Yeah, and also Speed, can you tell me what does it mean that they look sick? Because as far as I know, we can tell whether somebody is sick or not based on blood work, investigation, but you seem to have a leg up on any expert by saying, well, they are sick because they look in a certain way. What exactly makes them look sick? Because if it's about them not having energy, maybe they just don't eat enough. Maybe they just don't sleep enough. There's a lot of reasons for not having energy, none of them having to do with the source of the food. So why did you already jump to the conclusion that it's the source of the food that makes it so that they don't have energy? You're muted, by the way.
I was muted. I don't know how I was muted. Okay, so I'm speaking from good faith here. Honestly, I'm not being a troll or anything. I'm 35 years old. I've met people. I travel a lot,
It's
so I
okay.
met
Just
people
carry
from
on.
everywhere.
We don't need your life story. Carry on.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're making the claim that I didn't meet 10 people of vegans, right? And I'm saying to you that I met them. So
Okay, but how did you draw this conclusion? Why
okay.
did you jump to the conclusion that it's the problem is the source of the nutrition? Why didn't you draw the conclusion that maybe it's not enough nutrition, that maybe it's not enough sleep if it is about energy? Because energy, FYI, means that they're probably not eating enough. All products that you eat have
It could be.
calories, which is a measurement for energy.
Of course, I mean, I'm trying to
So
make my argument
I
here.
want to
So
be really
the
clear.
first
Speed.
thing,
I want to be really clear.
okay,
You're just having anecdotal experiences. We have
all
empirical
right,
data.
yes, of course.
Of course, yes. Empirical
If I
data
can make my
definitely trumps
argument,
your experience for sure. Empirical data
it's
definitely is
difficult to make my
higher.
argument if I'm being talked over all the time.
Speed. Can you stop crying for 2 seconds? Okay.
Stop crying.
Yeah, stop crying. Yeah, stop crying.
I'm just asking if I can make
Stop
my
crying.
argument, and
Stop
you're not
crying.
allowing me.
Let me know when you're done crying.
Okay.
Are you done crying yet? Okay.
Can
So,
I speak with the other guy because
Speed, this
I
is my
seem
life.
you
So
are a little
either
bit
you get to talk to
emotional.
me now or no one. Got it?
Yeah, well,
Okay,
I'm
so
not being.
empirical evidence, do you know what that is? It's scientists. Like they repeat the studies over and over again. We have the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics made it clear you can get everything you need on a plant-based diet.
I'm not emotional right
You
now.
are
I just
emotional.
want to
You're
make my
so
argument.
emotional. You can't listen. If you weren't emotional, you put your emotions to the side and just listen to what I'm saying and then respond to it. Instead, you have to hit that unmute button and say whatever it is that you're just holding in your heart. You're like, oh, I just really got to say this. When really what we're talking about is you're abusing animals. You're kicking dogs when you don't need to. All right? You're just supporting animal abuse off of some garbage thing. You're like, I saw 10 people that I know are vegan and they're all sick. Therefore, all vegans are sick. Even though we have empirical data that vegans have a decrease of all-cause mortality, a decrease of cardiovascular disease, our #1 unaliver as humans. So your talk, nonsense. Pointless.
Can I speak?
Pointless. No, because you're dumb. You're not actually equipped to have this conversation. Sorry, that just frustrated me for so long because he kept saying it was about his experience and those 10 people. And it's like, I don't care about your anecdotal experience. You know, we have evidence that shows we can get everything we need. There are vegans on this panel, been vegan for so long. How come they're not dead? It's just ridiculous. Yeah, this is me working out while I'm Lie.
that thing on a very high slope.
It's actually, I declined it too because I was like, huh, does this make me huff a little bit? I have it all the way down. It's all slow. So, but it's because people are pissing me off. I'm like, how can you sit here and say it's okay to stick knives in animals' throats? You know, when you wouldn't tolerate that to your companions. You wouldn't tolerate that to your family. It's just so frustrating. Andy, are you over 18?
Hello. Yes, I am.
What year were you born?
2003.
Oh, I thought I was hovering over the mute button, and then I like leaned forward. I knocked you out. Do you want to request back up? I'm sorry, Andy. That was legit a mistake.
Before
okay.
before you guys have that conversation, I'm gonna head out.
Okay.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thanks
I'm
for
gonna
being
get
up here,
working on
Axel.
some stuff.
Awesome.
Yep. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, you too. Awesome. Hey, Andy, are you over 18?
Yes, 2003.
Oh yeah, we just covered that. Sorry. Oh, so
Very good.
why aren't you vegan?
Well, I've been aware of the diet for quite a while, but the philosophical position I'm rather new to, and I guess I don't know. I haven't really been it hasn't really been explained to me.
That's fine. Yeah, a lot of people haven't actually had this conversation. So veganism is just a principled stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So, for example, I find circuses immoral because they're enslaving animals to entertain people, and often they're kept in small spaces. They have a lot of welfare issues. But I mainly have an issue with enslaving someone who doesn't want to be enslaved and oppressing them, making them do things they don't want to do in an unfair way. Does that sound like something you relate with? Does that line with your own values?
I guess I don't. What's the like? I guess I don't understand really what the importance is on sentience.
Do you think circuses are moral?
I mean, I've never been to a circus. I don't really know.
Do you know what a circus is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, hold on, VSL.
Yeah. What's up?
Andy, do you have another account called Barry G?
No.
I think you do. And the last time we talked, you said that child grape is okay if it benefited you.
No, I didn't.
I'm pretty sure you did, because you brought up the same thing. You're like, I don't see the importance of sentience. And I know your voice. I've heard you several times. You have another account called Barry G?
Yeah, I don't know who. I don't.
Well, I'm going to leave it up to VSL
grape.
to let you
grape,
keep you here or not. But you said that if the Holocaust was okay, if it benefited you, the Holocaust was fine, and also child grape is okay if it benefits you.
Yeah, I don't affirm those things.
Okay, we'll see.
I would say, Landon, do you want to hang out here just in case?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. All right, Andy. Well, since you said that you don't stand behind those, which is very good to hear. So what is it in your mind that justifies doing this to animals but not humans? Farming them?
Well, I'm not sure what, because I'm just asking why you value sentience.
Oh,
now you're asking,
I'm
me questions.
Well, why does it matter what I think about sentience?
Right? Well, I'm just trying to understand veganism from your guys' perspective.
So
I want to know what your position is.
What was the definition?
It's a principled philosophy against the exploitation of sentient beings, and I'm trying to understand why it is you guys value sentience.
What does that mean,
Andy?
Sorry?
Are you not sentient?
Are you not sentient?
Oh, I'm sentient.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So are there animals?
But again, I'm unsure why it is you guys value sentience. I just want to know.
I can explain. So, and it's pretty simple. As sentient beings, as a property of sentience is that you have an interest to live and to pursue your interests. And I think we should respect that because we want that respected for us for the same reason, because we're sentient.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. So it's like a kind of like a golden rule style philosophy where
essentially yes.
Okay, but why does it matter if it's because like presumably I wouldn't want to be eaten, but why should I eat plants then? Right?
Because plants are not sentient.
Well, it's not about whether they're sentient; it's about whether there's an interest, I guess.
Yeah, plants. No.
They don't have a
Plants
sentient
don't.
interest. But
Okay, so just to be clear, sentience means they have an interest not to live. I'll correct myself, but rather to sentience means you have an experience of life, some subjective experience of life, and a property of sentience means that you value your own experience of life and you wouldn't want anybody to interfere in it, right? That means to remove your experience of life or whatever. So all sentient beings we should respect that property because we want that property respected for us also.
okay, but those are just two, truths, right? So it doesn't create. I mean, are you guys familiar with like the is-ought gap or the is-ought fallacy? Right. If I say two facts, right, like the sky is blue and grass is green, therefore you should drink milk, right? It doesn't make any sense. There's no correlation between facts and an odd statement, right? And so the fact that I want something and that another creature wants something, it doesn't
Andy,
follow, therefore, that I
but you
should
just
be,
no, Andy, you
protecting that.
just understood. I
That's
understand.
why I'm confused.
No, you're not confused. I see what you're doing. I see what you're trying. You're not confused, and I get it. You're just trying to do a sophistry on us. You're essentially looking for a logical syllogism, but it's pretty simple. Why, Andy? Why should I respect your experience of life?
Well, I'm not saying you should, and now you're switching back to my view again.
So
I'm trying
should
to
I? Okay,
understand how
Andy,
your view
should I
applies.
respect your experience of life?
Well, again, you're asking me questions. I'm trying to
Yeah.
understand how your view
Yeah, that's
is
what we're doing,
logical.
Andy, that's what
No,
we're
but
doing
you're
right now.
asking
We're
me a
asking you
question.
questions. So,
Right?
Andy,
You're
why
asking me a
should I?
question in
Andy,
response to
should
my
I
question.
experience? Sure, Andy, should I respect your experience of life?
Okay. Do you think asking someone a question in response to their
Andy,
question?
Andy, I understand you really
Well,
want to complain about it,
that's
but
not an honest
you
thing to
have to
do.
stop. You really have to stop because I understand
I have to.
your this is the most disingenuous thing ever. You understand that what I'm doing over
being
here
genuine.
is in relation. Yes, you understand that what I'm doing over here is in relation to what we just talked now, right? I hope you understand that because I just explained to you the reason why we value sentience, and I'm literally the reason why we value sentience is because, as I told you, that the property of sentience is that a sentient being values their own experience of life, and we should respect that experience of life. So now I am asking you, Andy, should I respect your experience of life? It's a continuation of what we were discussing. So, Andy, should I respect your experience of life?
But I gave you a reason that logic
Andy,
is
I don't give
fallacious.
Andy, I don't care. Should I respect your experience of life? Please don't be disingenuous and answer the
I'm
question.
not being disingenuous, but when you say something is true,
should
please
I experience? No, Andy,
Don't-
it's
please
a
don't-
yes or a no. Should I
please don't try
respect
to-
your
to-
experience of life?
Wait.
Andy, it's a yes or a
Relax.
no question. Should I
I would
respect your
love to
experience
answer
of
your
life?
question.
I think Andy needs a second
Should
to
I?
gather his thoughts.
Yeah, Andy, I've dealt with people like you. Like there's at least one per day that I deal with people like you. So I am genuinely looking for a good conversation. You are looking for gotchas. You're the type. You're the type that can you put that into a logical syllogism? I can form a lot of logical syllogism and logical syllogisms that does not make them valuable in any way. But Andy, I'm looking for a good conversation. So I'm asking you yet again, should I respect your experience of life, Andy?
I have no opinion on that. It's irrelevant to me.
You have no opinion on whether
No,
I
I'm
should or
trying
should
to
not respect.
understand
Andy, do
veganism.
you want your experience of life to be respected?
That's irrelevant to what I'm talking about here. I want to
Oh
know
no,
what
it is not.
veganism is, how it follows.
Andy.
Please
Andy.
relax.
I'm sure, Andy. Even ChatGPT can understand the context. When the context is about the value of life experience, and I'm asking you, Andy, whether I should respect your experience of life, and you're saying you have no opinion, and I ask you, well, do you want your experience of life to be respected? It just seems to me like you can, when you're saying that this is not about what we're talking about, that means that you cannot infer simple context, Andy. That's the simple context that we're trying to infer. So you're either less intelligent than AI, Andy, which is, by the way, no, I wouldn't say that's very bad, or you're extremely disingenuous, which is highly likely. So, Andy, I'll ask you yet again, do you want your experience of life to be respected?
Whether or not I want that is irrelevant to whether another person wants that. You would agree, correct? It's not necessarily relevant. And what I'm trying to get from you guys is for you to explain how it follows from the fact that a being wants its life to be protected
Andy,
to therefore the conclusion.
we're not here, like, I can't make you be a good person. I just think that you share similar principles with us, right? Do you think that someone kicking a dog for fun is immoral?
Okay, I don't know why you're just muting me and not letting me speak. I'm trying to be honest here.
Andy, you just acknowledged that it's sort of like the golden rule. So in order for you to understand veganism, which you claim you want to understand, we need to formulate whether you understand the simplicity of the golden rule. So in order for you to understand the simplicity of the golden rule, I have to ask you, do you want your experience of life to be respected? And then can I apply the golden rule using your answer?
The golden rule, I don't think is a very applicable rule to veganism. I think it's a simple rule that helps us engage within a society, right, where treating others in particular ways is going to lead to better results.
Morality?
But okay, again, we're talking now. You guys are asking me about my view, and I'm trying to understand yours.
It's been that the whole goddamn time, Andy. The whole goddamn time.
I'm just simply trying to understand how veganism is a valid
stop
view.
deflecting. Answer.
Right.
Hold on, Andy. From your opinion, is it moral for me to kick a dog for fun? In your perspective.
Not in my perspective.
Amen. You fucking answered it. Why?
Not to do with veganism.
Why?
He's gonna say because it's not beneficial. Say it, Andy.
Tell me why.
No,
Tell me why,
I just think that's.
Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me, or I'm gonna drop you.
Also, Andy, how would you know if it's related to veganism or not? I thought you came here to understand what veganism is. Now you're trying to teach us what's related to veganism or not. Yeah, it's kind of you're yet again being extremely disingenuous.
I want to know why, in your opinion, is it wrong for me to kick a dog for exercise and fun?
So I'm not a normative ethicist.
Tell
so
me
wrong
why.
to me. I'm trying
Why is
to
it
let
immoral?
you answer.
Andy,
Can I answer your question?
I don't know, Andy. You're going on. I want you to just say one thing.
Okay. Well, it's going to take a few words to explain.
How many words? How many words?
I don't know.
Is it going to take more than 20?
Love to answer.
Is it going to take more than 20?
Yeah, it might take more than 20.
Oh my God, dude. It's sentience. One word.
No, that's not my view.
Is.
That's not my
view. You know
view.
what it is? The reason why it's immoral to kick a dog is because the dog suffers. The dog doesn't want that to happen to them, right? They're innocent. There's no reason to kick a dog.
Last time he was asked this question, he said because it wouldn't be beneficial to the person kicking the dog.
Oh, he learned his lesson, I guess.
he also said that society would deem it wrong, therefore you shouldn't do it.
Who cares?
No, that's not what I said.
It seems like you would be going in that direction by saying
no, because I'm not a normative.
You said you're a normative ethicist.
So again,
exactly.
I don't believe in there.
Wait,
such things as should or therefore.
Admitted that you were on Landon's panel. Are you on the same panel as Landon? You just admitted it.
No, I said.
So you
I
did say those awful things.
No, I didn't say that. I said I didn't say those things. He said.
Andy, what's a normative ethicist? What's a normative ethicist?
Ethicist who believes in a normative framework. Meaning they believe in things you ought to do or ought not to do.
Okay. Well,
I'm not someone like that.
So
you don't believe we have rules that how things should be or shouldn't be? So you're saying that a grape is amoral. Yes. You don't believe in morals, essentially, right?
You're saying that's okay.
No, it's not true.
Yeah, you're saying that if someone came up
there
behind
are plenty
you,
of normative ethical systems.
If someone came up behind you and wanted to do what they want to you, is that moral regardless of your consent? Is that fair? In your opinion?
Okay, so you guys are a little confused about what a normative
and also
ethicist
that's not. I just googled it, and that's not what a normative ethicist is. Andy is just a sophist. I vote we just ditch him because he's extremely disingenuous. Yeah.
I agree. I have the speed person asking to come up again, but I don't really want to. I don't like to talk to people I've dropped before because they're disingenuous.
That dude literally last time said that if there was a scenario where child rape or the Holocaust was beneficial to a society, then you should do it.
Gross. Gross. That is nasty. I don't understand these people. It's like they've spent too much time in a basement and they've forgotten the world around them.
You're forgetting the YT nationalists.
Exactly.
Mostly boys.
Like,
YT nationalists are mostly men.
this should go to show you what isolation does to humans, right? It just makes your brain boil. It just destroys it. You start to come up with illogical theories that you think are logical. That's why we test them. We're like,
No,
did you try looking at it
he's
from this
just
way?
he's just the type of person who wants to win an argument.
Yeah. But I mean, like, where does that stem from? Because I want to have conversations too, but I want them to actually be constructive. I don't like this arguing thing. It frustrates me. I'm like, why are you here? You're literally just wasting my time. When they're that rehearsed, it's like, so you've done this before. You've heard these arguments, and yet you're still here being a little whiny bee, making the same claims over and over again. It's just so maddening because they're just trolls, but it's like, wow, you can't even learn. Like, I'm so frustrated at how thick some people really are, and then because they're so thick, they react out of frustration and they just start being trolls. It's just, I don't know. I'm really frustrated by it. I really want people just to listen.
Nothing better to do. They got nothing better to do.
I mean, they do, but it's also like a sign of how their parents raised them, right? So it's just like, it's just so frustrating.
Hey, the last 3 generations, I've really been concerned.
Yeah.
You know what, the way kids are being brought up, it's very scary.
I always worry when I think like that. It's just because I feel like every generation says that about the next. Oh, this next generation don't know what they're doing.
I think the type that Andy is just a person who actually did not get attention from their parents.
Could be, yeah.
And they're seeking to be right because they want attention. They want to be right because in that way they might feel better. Andy, you won't feel better by getting it. I think you should instead seek to pursue the truth and not to be right. That would give you more gratitude.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I have no requests except for people that were already up here. So people that are in the chats, if you could like and share, tap the screen or the heart if you're on YouTube. In YouTube, there's a link there. If you're not vegan, hit the request link. Request up. There's no line. Come on, let's answer your questions. Let's figure out why you're not vegan.
Also, I can prove that Andy is a grapist.
Oof. Oh, what?
Yeah. Using logical syllogism, all people by the name who go by the username Andy are grapists. He went by the username Andy, therefore he is a grapist.
Therefore?
I use the logical syllogism to prove my statement.
Yeah. I don't see Andy anymore. Did he leave? Looks like he might have left.
There are 2 guests, by the way.
One can only hope.
Here we go.
Yeah, you have the same guy's speed, but somebody else.
Awesome. A bolt trifle? A bolt trifle? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is that right?
Oh, it's a bolt rifle.
A bolt rifle. How could I not see that? I see it now, right as you said it. All right. So I don't know if I can say your full name on TikTok, actually. I'm just going to say a bolt, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay. So it sounds like you're over 18, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why aren't you vegan yet?
Because I like meat.
All right. Do you?
That's really the only reason. I just don't. I've tried vegan stuff, and I don't have a palate for it. It's gross.
Do you know what veganism means? Like, why would people go vegan?
Usually, it's animal rights people that go vegan. Yeah. That's what I would think.
Yeah.
But I raise beef.
But what does vegan mean?
I have no idea.
It just means it's a principled stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So if I can avoid demanding your exploitation, I will avoid demanding your exploitation. Does that make sense?
I guess. But I mean,
if someone was using you without your consent and selling the benefits of that, I wouldn't give your oppressor money. I wouldn't give them support in any way because I know you are a sentient being and don't deserve that. And I know that because I'm a sentient being and I don't want that.
When you have a job, they exploit you and
with consent,
they pay you very little for what they're getting out of you.
With consent.
It's the same difference.
With consent. You have to sign something.
Do you really have consent? If you don't work, you don't.
I mean,
that's your own problem.
I just
If
want
you don't want to go to school and learn and get a good job, that's your own problem. But you are consenting to working for somebody.
Yeah. I mean,
animals don't consent.
Exactly. Like, you can leave your job. I understand there is exploitation of workers. I don't find that right either. Okay? What I'm talking about, though, is these animals lose everything. Their freedom. They can't leave the farm because they don't like how the farmer is, right? They don't have options to say, hey, don't put your arm up my butt. They just have to take it. You don't have that. If your boss is penetrating you without consent, you should leave that job.
And also, let's imagine that it is the same thing. And you're saying exploitation, even of workers, is bad. The question is, why would you demand more exploitation when you can choose to not do that?
You're muted. We can't hear you. You have to hit the button that's in the middle. It looks like a microphone.
Huh? You know, others may not have that stance.
What stance?
Yeah, okay, you're vegan. You're vegan. You're for animal rights. You're for this.
Oh, so you didn't listen at all?
I
Are you
understand
against
what you said.
exploitation? Are you against exploitation?
Exploitation, whatever you want to call it, but I don't
Are
see
you
it that
against
way.
exploitation? Are you against
I don't
exploitation?
see it that way. I don't see it that way.
Okay, you don't. Okay, okay. Okay, you don't see it that way. Are you against exploitation? That's the question.
No.
No. So you think exploitation is moral?
Yeah, of animals. Yeah, of like for food.
Humans
sure.
are animals. Wait,
For
humans are
growing,
animals, correct?
no. Dude, there's a difference between a cow and a human being.
Okay.
You're putting the same value on a cow as you would a
Okay,
human.
okay,
And
okay, okay,
I don't do that.
okay. Sit down. What is the difference between these two that justifies the exploitation for an optional product?
Dude, the optional product is terrible. It's awful. I don't like it.
No. What is it that justifies the exploitation of a cow but not a human for an optional product?
For an optional product?
Yeah, beef, eggs, milk, cheese, all of these products are optional.
Yeah, and I choose to eat them.
Yeah. So what is it that justifies?
I don't feel the need to justify it.
No.
I don't feel the need to justify myself, bud.
Let me be clear. What justifies in graping a cow so that you can get milk from her, and not graping a human female so that you can get milk from her?
I don't rape the cow. I don't tell the bull.
I never
to have
said you
sex with
do.
the cow. The cow
Anyway.
backs up to the bull. I mean,
Hey,
when the cow's ready to be bred, she will literally back up to the bull and let the bull take her. That's what she does.
Sure. I'm sure. But you keep the bulls separate, don't you? Like, do you keep the bulls separate?
My bulls run with my herd year round.
Okay, how many bulls do you have and how many cows do you have?
Probably.
The difference is
I don't know.
he has a beef
60
ranch,
head,
not
60
dairy.
head of calves and two bulls.
He doesn't have
Okay,
dairy.
so you probably unalived all the other males. So I'll ask you this: what justifies unaliving the male bulls but not the male humans for the same product?
Animals, dude. I sell them.
No, Abolt, you have to listen to the question.
You said I probably unalive the animals, and I've never killed any of them.
You have to listen to the question, bro. It's gonna be really difficult if you don't. What justifies unaliving an innocent animal that is of the species cow, but not an innocent animal that is of the species human? What justifies one but not the other for the same reason? Maybe you want to use their flesh, maybe you want to use their shit as fertilizer for the exact same reason. Why is it justified to do to one individual of the species cow but not to the individual of the species human? You are muted, by the way.
I do not hold animals as the same regard as a human. I don't believe in killing humans. That's
Nobody
the way
said
it is.
you
The
do.
animals are different to me.
Dude,
That's
Jesus,
that's
nobody
exactly
said you
what he's
do.
asking you. What is the difference, right? Why do you hold humans above animals?
Because I believe the animals were put on the earth to eat. I believe in creation.
Who
I don't
said
believe
that?
in I'm
Wait,
not an
creation?
atheist.
Wait. Creation never said that.
Animals were created to eat.
No,
That's why people have
you
been
never
eating them
even
for
read the
centuries.
fucking Bible, dude. Animals were created before God created humans, correct?
What does that got to do with anything?
Because did God created human? The animals were created before before humans committed the original sin also. So if animals were created before humans and before humans did the original sin, that cannot possibly be that God, your God, created animals in order for an individual that never existed, who would commit a sin that was never committed, also that they can do even worse to a sentient being. Do you understand that it's highly illogical and not possible and not
You're not
according to your
making
own
any sense. You
Bible?
obviously don't know what it says in the Bible.
Okay,
Okay,
please tell me
obviously.
on what day was.
Oh, Chip, you might have dropped out for a second.
Yeah, on what day were the animals created, Abel?
What day were they created? I can't remember what day it was off the top of my head.
Yeah,
But
on
I
the
also
sixth
know
day.
that
On
God
the
says
sixth
all
day.
my animals are
Yeah.
clean to eat. They used to sacrifice animals to
Yeah.
God.
Sure. Blah, 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 blah. On the sixth day. On the seventh day, God created humans. No, sorry. On the fifth day, God created animals, and on the sixth day, God created humans. So one day before God created humans, God created animals. So please tell me, how can God create animals for humans before he even created humans?
You're muted, a bolt.
Did you hear what I said?
No, you were
No,
muted.
because you're
Oh,
mute.
I said, of course he created animals first because he had to have food on the earth before he created the man to be here. I mean,
That's not
duh.
true. That's not true. When God created humans, he created the Garden of Eden, which had all the fruits and all the trees to eat. But animals were not there to be eaten. Animals were only eaten and were claimed to be allowed to be eaten after the original sin. So you know absolutely nothing from your own religion. I'm not even religious, and I know more
Oh,
than your
okay.
religion.
Yeah, you
So
know
you
more
a
about
bold.
mine than I do,
You
dude.
a bold.
You're grabbing at straws, dude.
A bolt.
You're grabbing
Honestly,
at straws.
there are
There's nothing.
there are vegan Christians. There's one in the chat right now. His name is Vegan Heretic. He even just told you animals were created for companionship, not food. You should check
Yeah,
out. Go ahead.
It doesn't say in the Bible that animals were created for food. It doesn't say that anywhere. That's just you cherry picking what you want to believe.
No, I believe what I believe, and you believe what you believe, and I'm
No,
okay
but
with
that's
you
not
being
what
vegan
but
and
that's
the
not
way you
what your
believe. But
Bible says. That's
I
not what
don't
your
believe that
Bible
way.
says, right?
You asked me why aren't you vegan yet, and I'm telling you because I don't want to be, and that's
It
really
sounds
all that
like
needs to be said.
okay. So April, it sounds like you don't actually believe that. You just want to believe that because believing
What do you
something
mean?
doesn't mean you
It's a
wanting
choice.
something.
It's a
Believing
choice.
Abolt, Abolt,
Veganism is a choice.
Abolt, Abolt. Believing something means you were convinced of it. So you were convinced that God made animals for you to eat, correct?
Yep.
What exactly convinced you of this?
It's just what I believe, man. It doesn't matter what.
Wait.
You're looking for a
No.
scientific. You're looking for scientific. You're into science. Okay, that's fine, dude. I'm just telling you, I don't have a problem eating a cow.
You sound.
Wait, if you're Christian, does that contradict science?
Science doesn't. Well, Darwin didn't believe in being Christian. Darwin believed in the theory of evolution, and then when he died, he admitted when he was dying, he admitted he was wrong.
Do you believe in any science?
You know what? I don't believe in global warming.
Wait,
Wow.
is the Earth flat?
Because I
Is
don't
the Earth
believe it. I
flat?
don't believe it. There was an
Is
ice
the
age.
Earth
Now
flat?
it's getting warmer. So what?
Is the Earth flat? Is
Huh?
the
I
Earth
don't know.
flat? Oh,
Wow.
okay. Wait, I'll ask
Okay.
you one more.
Okay.
One
All
more.
right. All
There's
right.
different.
Abel.
There's different people that believe that it is,
Sure.
and there's
Yeah.
people
Sure.
that believe
Abel.
it's, and they both have theories that are scientific.
Sure. No, they're not.
No,
But
one of them
Abel,
is not scientific.
yeah, Abel, what's 4 divided by 4?
Huh?
What is 4 divided by 4?
4 goes into 4 one time.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Well,
I
Okay.
didn't
Okay.
expect
to be
that.
fair, you gave him the answer.
I did.
VSL.
I did. But I've
You know,
given
you
the
guys
answer
think
before
you're
and they still didn't know
so
it.
smart,
I mean, he
and
just
you're
kind of
trying to
proved
push
it.
your beliefs on everybody else.
We already
And that is
proved
the
it. We
problem.
are smarter
Is this
than
the only
you.
reason why you came up here, Abel?
He just wanted to say,
Is this
I don't want to be vegan. That's all he wanted to say.
okay?
Yeah.
And he said it,
Good.
so I think we're done.
You'll-
Oh, David.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up? I'm sorry. I took him down before you got a chance to take a shot. I'll tell you why I'm not vegan.
Oh, that's okay. I was just gonna mention that the reason why he cares about all this is because
It's funny that you guys always call out my septum. I don't know what septum theory is. Oh, no, that's like way behind.
oh shit, yeah,
Oh,
that's way
it's because
behind.
you're watching on
Okay.
YouTube. I got you. Yes, Malachi. Is that your background?
I was wondering where your other voice was coming from.
I think David has the YouTube playing in the background or something. Hey, Alexander.
That is so weird. Can you hear me now?
Hey, yeah, Chip. I mean, I can hear you, but I hear me as well from the beginning.
I think you need to like exit out of YouTube.
That is so weird. Okay, I'll exit.
I was
and
gonna say
come
if you
back.
just leave the panel and come back, it might fix it. I think it's a TikTok error because I feel like it does that with live sometimes. It'll like overlayer them.
Yeah, but he needs to close the YouTube app because.
Oh, right, because even when you leave it, it's still gonna play. Got
You
it.
can still hear the same with the
Yeah.
apps here. You don't go out.
Is
of
that
it.
better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
Yes.
weird. No, like literally, it was on my laptop,
Oh, that
the
is hella
YouTube
weird.
app.
That is
And then I
hella weird.
closed it and it was still going. I could hear it in your background, but I couldn't
Yeah,
hear
you
it
have
in
to
mine.
like go out of it like you do here. Like if you're in a live and you just like leave, you'll still hear it even though you're.
I've had that
off
happen.
of it.
Or I've gone into someone
Yeah.
else's live and like if I was I've had it where it's like two
They're still
layers.
talking.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Dude,
where is this
maybe
voice
there's
coming from?
maybe there's something to this flat earth, guys. Maybe there's timelines and stuff like that we don't know about. Who knows?
That's what it
Maybe this
is.
is all constructed.
It's the other
Right?
timelines.
How can we actually think that this is normal, that people actually did this to animals?
Yeah.
So you never know. But I guess I just wanted to say that guy was like he profits, obviously. He's emotional about it because it's sort of like an attack on him and his way of life, right? That's all he's kind of known. So he's kind of thinking that, this is justified and what animals are here for us. I guess I wanted to ask him if he actually took the lives of the animals, how he felt about the lives going to slaughter, and maybe what he feels about that situation if he had to do it himself
He
to all
said
the
at the
animals.
beginning, I don't know if you heard, but he said at the beginning, I'm pretty sure it was him. He said, "No, I don't do that. I send them to slaughter."
yeah.
So he thought, he was
My hands are clean.
clean.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's a big baby.
Well, yeah, I mean he's clean of everything from that, right?
Yep.
So all
Except for
these
the money.
99% of the farmers, they're sending them to the big house, right?
Yep.
And so they're on to the next herd or their next thing, so they don't even think about it, right? But it's not them having to do it. I think all of them should have to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're standing by your business, but it's funny. I was at a dairy annual general meeting and I was kind of shouting at people a little bit, but there's a lady there and she's like, "Well, I don't put my calves in the huts." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, so you're talking to me about welfare right now? You realize what happens to them? And I just went off on her. Afterwards, I saw her and she was having a little cigarette. And I could tell, I saw her face and she looked so ashamed. I mean, why can't these people turn into sanctuaries? Why can't they just drop it, start farming something else? They know they can do it. They already do crops. They already do other things. Why don't they just farm something else? I guess that's my point.
I do think some of them are trapped in horrible contracts with these large corporations. So I do understand that they've kind of been put in this weird position where they're like high in debt or whatever, so they feel like there's no way out. And I think that feeling benefits the rich corporations. And it's like you actually do have options. Like there's those programs like the Ranchers Advocacy Program, Transfarmation, Viva Farming. Like all of these are there for you to reach out to be like, hey, I don't want to be a part of this nasty system anymore. I'm abused. We're abusing the animals. Just
100%.
yeah. There's options, guys. I promise.
Can I also I feel like I just want to add, because all the religious people and all the other people, you claiming you believe something, it does not mean claiming you want to believe something. You believe what you're convinced of. I cannot believe in God because I don't have any evidence for it. Okay? I cannot choose what I believe in. Nobody chooses what they believe in. You believe what you are convinced of. This person was claiming that he believes one thing about his religion, which was not said by his religion. He just wanted to believe that. So whenever you believe that it's okay to do this to an animal, you can't just say you believe it. You were convinced. And what convinced you?
Yeah, totally. And there's so much cherry picking that goes on. And we talk about do unto others and all these, these stories about doing goodwill and stuff like that. Well, the idea is you're still sending humans into slaughterhouses. They're suffering trauma. They're turning into PTSD, drug, alcohol addiction, more violent crime rates included. So you're doing unto others by creating this environment, putting them in that situation. That's not godlike, is it? Yeah.
Well, we have a guest up here. Should we have a little conversation?
Sure.
Pretzel, if you can unmute yourself, the button's in the middle. Just want to know if you're over 18 first. Oh, they just dropped their brain. Oh!
That meant no, I'm not old enough.
Critical thinking. Critical thinking.
They just flushed all that critical thinking. Hey, King, are you over 18? Yeah, I understand. I understand. You're a child.
Aww.
You don't have moral agency yet. Still bumping into those immoral walls. Well, yeah, there's still no one requesting right now, you guys. If you want to see more people up here, you gotta like and share the live. Tap on the screen. If you're not vegan...
What was Speed's position? Because I see Speed still being in there.
I don't even remember now.
He'd starting to say that he's open to it. He just wasn't listening to you earlier, Chip, when you were talking to him.
Oh, okay.
Does Speed want to come back up? Are they still here? Oh, Speed, you are here. Okay. Do you want to try talking to Speed?
Or maybe David can. Maybe David
David,
can tell him about.
I just struggle with
about
talking
the
to people for a
experiences.
second time because I'm like already frustrated. But sometimes a fresh voice can like bring out the real, true honesty in someone.
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna twist your arm, David. I'm gonna make you do this. Don't feel like you have to. If you want to tap out, just be like, someone else want to take this. I'm done.
All good. Okay. I feel like I'll bring up some points, and then if you guys want to jump in at any time, go for it.
We're ready.
That took some effort. Thank you guys for allowing me again.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Speed.
Appreciate that. Hello.
We were in the chat.
I guess we got misunderstood back then. Just
okay.
I'll
just say, Speed. I was a little disappointed to hear you talking about vegans and saying that you knew like 10 people that were unhealthy. But let's not talk about anecdotes. Let's just talk about what veganism is. Now, you mentioned that you were open to veganism. Can you tell me why you're open to veganism?
Okay, so that's what I was trying to make the point, right? What's my experience? I mean, and let's forget about that anecdote. I was just trying to express what I lived, which is basically I like meat, the way it tastes. That's why, that's one of the main reasons, right? And the second reason is it was treated as a percentage. I don't mind. Let's say more than 50% to me, like subjectively, looked unhealthier than others. Just that's anecdotal. I understand. So I want to find evidence of
Yeah. So
that evidence that it's actually a
but
better way.
but why would
right?
why do you want to find evidence is what I'm asking. So why
Well,
do you want to look into veganism? Is there good reasons why, or
my understanding is that it would cause less suffering to animals.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you don't kill animals, it's better than killing animals. That's for certain.
okay.
So,
And why is that? Why is that for certain?
why would you kill animals out of, if you can choose between not killing them and killing them, why would you kill them?
Right. And I think that's the question us vegans have every single day, all the time, is because we know it's not necessary. But go ahead.
Right. But that's my question. Why is not necessary?
I can answer that because I'm actually a nutritionist, and I can tell you because every single, all the food that you eat goes to your stomach and your intestine, and all the nutrients are absorbed through your digestive system. Your digestive system does not know where those nutrients are coming from. It just knows that those are the nutrients that it needs. So if you can provide all the nutrients on a plant-based diet, that means every micronutrient and every macronutrient that your body requires, how could, even logically speaking, how could it matter whether those nutrients are coming from a plant, a human, an animal, or or even a laboratory, right? Like even if they're synthetically made, why would it matter? As long as your body still sees them as chemicals, as nutrients.
All right. So, okay, great point. I mean, my understanding of nutrition is that it's quite complicated. I understand that you are a nutritionist and you may be very well versed on that, but there are things that we don't really understand about that. That's my understanding. So, for example, you may eat the same protein, but depending on what is combined with, it may interact with something else that we don't know. We don't know all these interactions that are all going on, right?
Yeah, that's true. And the reason why, like I just provided a mechanistic thing, and the reason why in nutritional science we don't really care about mechanistic studies and things that talk about mechanistics is exactly why what you're saying. But the reality is we have outcome data. We have literal studies where they took identical twins, fed one of them a plant-based diet and one animal-based diet, and then looked at the health outcomes of each. So even in those situations, you can see better health outcomes on the plant-based diet, FYI. But what we're saying, you can achieve at least the same health outcomes. So if you can achieve at least the same health outcomes, why wouldn't you?
I mean, if I have evidence for it, I would go for it. But the question is, where is the evidence? I understand that there are twins trials, right?
Yeah.
But those long-term side effects, do we
They're
understand
long-term. Wait. This is a 23-year-old study or 25-year-old study. It's a long-term study, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm happy to look at those studies and maybe reconsider.
Yeah, sure. So it's an Oxford study, the one that I talked about, the identical twins. So if I'm sure that you can just Google identical twins Oxford study about plant-based diets and you'll find it easy. But Speed, what we do is in general, because there are just so many studies, and if you don't know how to read studies, if you don't know what the pyramid of evidence is, which study you should trust, which study you shouldn't, what we do is we have bodies of science, like take for instance in the case of heart health, you would trust the American Health Association, right? The American Heart Association. I forgot what they're called, but the body of medics that are professionals in health, that what they do, that like their whole job is to look at the data and provide conclusions from that data, from all the data that is there. So what we have is for nutrition, there are organizations of nutritionists and dietitians. And take, for instance, the largest one, the biggest one in the world, which is the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which has way over 1,000 members who maybe some of them are vegans, I'm not sure, but they're not like a vegan organization or have any form of incentive towards it. They do put statements about all the diets, right? Like they put statements about the carnivore diet, they put statements about the keto diet, and they did put statements about a plant-based diet also. And their statement is that it is nutritionally adequate for all ages and stages of life. That means you can be healthy regardless if you're pregnant, adolescent, or anything like that.
Right. Okay, that's good. There are supplements that you have to take, right?
The only supplement that you have to take is B12, but B12 you should take. I would say B12 is one of those supplements that we as humans will take no matter what, because B12 is not a vitamin that animals produce. Animals are fed B12 vitamins, and they're not fed B12 vitamins for their health, because any sort of side effect that a lack of B12 would have doesn't really show until the animal is killed. Their animals are fed B12 so that you as the consumer gets that B12. So essentially, if you think you're getting B12 from the animal products, you're getting still from a supplement, just secondhand. That's the only vitamin that you need. There are some others that you need to look out for that a plant-based diet can provide, but you need to be careful to make sure you manage it correctly. But you can definitely manage a plant-based diet correctly and be very healthy on it.
When you say plant-based diet, is it vegetarian or vegan?
Vegan, obviously, yeah. The plant-based diet, plant-only diet, I should maybe call it if you understand.
Plant-only diet, okay. Well, I'm happy to look at those studies. But yeah, as I said, like my intuition is that our bodies they are omnivores, right? So they are engineered for processing both meat and plants for a reason. But
no.
Maybe doing plant-based only, it would be kind of an experiment that may work or not, but it's an experiment. It's not the natural way. That's my perception of it.
He said it's already been scientifically proven. It's not an experiment.
Yeah, it's not. These aren't statements that are made in the last 5 years or something. These are statements that are made for the last 50 years. These are statements that have been looked into for 50 years at least. These are not just one or two studies. There are several studies every single year. There are more and more studies coming out with this.
That say
and
that,
believe it or
it's actually more healthy?
That there are better health outcomes, but the conclusion being that whatever detriment you may think a plant-based diet or a plant-only diet has can be easily counteracted with a form of supplementation of a vitamin or something, right? Like take, for instance, some people may have issues absorbing iron, but me as a nutritionist, I would still tell them to eat leafy greens and take vitamin C alongside, just to make the absorption better. But if you're anemic, if you actually have anemia in iron, I wouldn't recommend anybody fix an anemia. I wouldn't recommend anybody fix a vitamin deficiency through food, but through supplementation. And if any doctor says fix your vitamin deficiency through food, then I wouldn't say that's a very good doctor, because or that your anemia isn't very serious. So
okay.
I had by the way, I had a B12 deficiency when I was consuming animal products. So I was highly deficient in B12 because I was only consuming the biological products. And in the biological industry here in the Netherlands where I live, they don't have to feed them B12 because it's biological industry is another appeal to nature. So because they don't have to feed the animals B12, I apparently was not actually getting B12. So I ended up being so deficient that I had to get shots, which was not pleasant. But I'm just saying, like, you don't have a guarantee that consuming animal products will solve all your nutritional needs. Hence why the largest like the most people who take supplements are people who already consume animal products. It's a healthy diet will require some form of paying attention to what it is that you eat, regardless of whether you consume animal products or not. So if you can choose to pay attention to what you eat and at the same time not demand the exploitation of animals, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean that's a good argument. As I said, I think if I have enough evidence for that, yeah, I know you are presenting some of the evidence, but also the question is, are we sure for certain that we know all that we have to know in terms of nutrition for the body? I'm hesitant to say yes to that question. So I default to just eating whatever I think my body's equipped for.
Yeah, but that goes both
That's
ways,
my
doesn't
argument.
it? That goes both ways. We don't know everything that there is to nutrition. And you could also say that that means that something you're eating could be detrimental to your body. Take, for instance, a study that came out in 2024 that the fact that white meat that we for centuries thought it's healthy, white meat after more than 100 grams per day is actually correlated with an increased chance of gastrointestinal cancer. So it's not really that, obviously we don't know enough about nutritional science, but the more we know, the more we realize that our bodies actually like us to get the nutrients from sources that were not micro made. I don't know how to put it, because you see, the reason why animal products have all the things that we need in general is because their body got those nutrients from some place and produced it, and we're just taking that, what their body produces, and it's the same for our body. The only problem is that, as we noticed in nutrition, is that some things our body will produce, and if you take too much of what our body already produces, take for instance cholesterol, take for instance I don't know another micronutrients, but cholesterol is a really good one. If you're going to be eating something that your body already produces, and you're going to be eating more than, I mean, your body will obviously handle certain amounts, but if you're going to be eating after a certain threshold, that's no longer going to be healthy for you. So the way I see it, and this is my opinion, by the way, this isn't scientific or anything, I believe that probably the healthiest way to eat is to just get everything that your body needs. And if you can do that without exploiting an innocent animal, and in the process also reduce because there's no cholesterol in plant-based products. You
I
like
have
there.
high cholesterol, by the way.
Oh,
So that
then
would
you
help.
you would benefit massively from adopting a plant-based diet that is low in saturated fat, because there are plant-based products that have saturated fat, but if you would be eating less saturated fat, that would definitely help with, because saturated fat does have a high correlation with LDL-C, which is bad cholesterol.
Got it. Well, guys, really appreciate it. I have to go, but really appreciate the opportunity again to let me. I'm never tried to lie. I'm just saying anecdotal stuff and why I believe what I believe and why
Can
I
you
act
name the 10
the way I
vegans?
act. Say again, sorry?
Can you name the 10 vegans?
I mean, I can name them, but you wouldn't know them. I live in Dubai, and there are a lot of Indian friends that I have. Also, I travel a lot.
Do you tell them that they
I'm
look
Spanish.
sickly?
To the ones I have some confidence with, yes.
What do they say?
I tell them. Well, I guess the banter between us. I mean, they don't say much.
Oh, so you say it
but
in a jokey way.
it's
You don't say it like, hey man, I'm concerned. You look sickly.
no,
Yeah, I'm just
because
wondering
they
if he
don't
says
look
that to people
terminally
that are
ill.
overweight.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
what do
they
you think
don't look
about people that
terminally
are
ill.
overweight? Do you think they're sickly?
No, I mean, don't take my words out of context, please.
No, she's
What I'm
asking
trying to
you,
say is
Speech. She's
that
trying to
I'm
ask
just
you.
asking you. You said
no, yes,
anecdotally that the vegans you know look sickly. I'm asking you, what do you think about people who are overweight? Do they look sickly to you?
they are probably yes. They are not in great health. I would say yes.
Okay. Well, most of those people are not vegan. So wouldn't you
Yeah,
say that
then
then
they
the
need to get
omnivorous
their act
diet looks
together.
bad? When you say the omnivorous diet then has a lot of holes?
But I would say the reasons for being overweight is not
Yeah, they're
just
eating something that's
omnivorous.
making them
It's
sick, aren't they?
yeah, I guess, but usually
Yeah. So we're just trying to
fast
say you
food
have a
and stuff like
bias.
that.
You have a bias already. You're looking at your vegan friends and you're just calling them sickly without any evidence. And yet you throw no judgment to people who use animals who also look sickly. So we're trying to say that you're being inconsistent.
I got your point.
Yeah.
I got your point.
Yeah, Speed. Can I just say too, like you mentioned earlier, you asked about the difference between plant-based, if that was vegan or vegetarianism, right? So a lot
All
of
right,
people
yeah, the Indian friends. Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
I
So
know
a
what
lot
you
of
mean.
people from that population will likely be vegetarian, and so there could be health issues associated with eating the animal products there. So that could be a thing as well. I just thought I would mention.
Yeah, yeah, I got it. Maybe it's actually accidental, to be honest with you. What if I'm completely honest with you? I just noticed like the skin is maybe a little bit more pale. That's what I noticed. What I noticed, but again, it may be them that they are like that, and the reason that they said they are vegan that I just jumped to conclusions. I mean, I don't discard that for a second, but yeah,
Yeah,
from
a lot of
from the
people might
very
not know what veganism is, or they might not understand it. They might still eat eggs, or it's really the idea of just viewing others for us, right? It's like a supremacy kind of way, like a supremacist almost mindset, where you're thinking that, oh, that individual there is for me, and I can just use and do whatever I want with. And it seems like you agree that
tell me more
it's
about
kind
that.
of yeah, it's kind of like you were saying earlier that you like don't think we should be doing that to animals. And I think the whole point of this is that we're trying to get you to understand that it's worth more than just looking into a little bit. Like we're talking about someone's life here. It's really serious. It's really important. I've worked in the animal agriculture industry, and I've seen what happens to the animals, and then having their lights being taken out, so to say. And the crazy thing to me is that they look to us, all the animals, they look to us, they trust us, we give them that trust, and then often we'll betray them. And it's so sad to see, because again, that's why we're all out here. This is why we're putting up with the chat, the trolls, all these things, is because we're just trying to make life a little bit better, and especially for the animals. They don't have anybody fighting for them, and we need more people fighting for them, and not excusing just little excuses. Like it's obvious we can live without exploiting them. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's a noble fight, and I'm again open for that to check the evidence. And I would only not do it if I see that the health for some reason drops, because it's like you wouldn't stop another animal from eating another animal. It's kind of the same analogy. Well,
They don't have a choice though, Speed. They don't have a supermarket they
of
can
course,
go.
of course. What the point that I'm trying to make is that in order to survive, they need meat. If we have the same condition, which would
yeah.
be that we need meat and plant, then there is a case for us to accept
So
that
here's the
that
thing.
we
Like,
need meat, right?
here's the thing, though. Like, we've definitely exhausted explaining to you, but
I understand.
obviously
We
you're
need
going
to
to look
check the
into it.
documentaries.
You're going to look into it. I highly recommend challenge22.com. Go look into it. Or there's the Daily Dozen. The thing is, people can be nutrient deficient. The resources are there. People can be nutrient deficient in a lot of things, and they just default to what they've been told or what they've known, with actually not looking into the research or finding someone who knows a little bit more about these things. So, like, diet aside, we all, like all of us on the panel, know there's people in the YouTube chat that know there's millions and millions of vegans all across the world. I know people born vegan. I know athletes. I know people have been vegan for 30, 40, 50 years even. So we all know that it can happen. So it's just putting the moral emphasis on it, and remembering that there is a victim on the other side. You know,
Mhm.
there's someone on the other side looking to you, and if you can imagine, like your choices equate to maybe 5 to 10,000 animals over a lifetime, having to go through that experience. And if they were in front of you begging you, and you just had the choice just to reach left, I'm sure you would probably reach left. So I guess the question is, and I think it was asked earlier, is how many more animals do you think have to die for you? More than one?
I got it. I got the point, and I think yeah, I put my argument, and I think all I need to do right now is make some more research because I think we are somewhat also hypocrites in the sense of we allowed to kill some animals and others not, like dogs. So why not?
Well, dogs
So
are being eaten. Dogs are being
yeah,
unalived
in
in other
some
places.
countries they are. I know. Yeah.
Yes.
But again, but for example, if you ask anyone here, probably American or European, would you kill a dog? Probably they will say no, but their logic falls flat because they are, happy to kill other animals.
So,
So,
Speed, can you do me a favor then? Can you do me a favor? Is
mhm.
will you promise to not eat any animal products until you look into this?
I don't think I can promise that. To be honest with you, I would really need to just do my research. I can promise you that. I will look into those
It
resources.
won't take much out of you. I mean you look at maybe a few videos, you'll reach out to some people, you'll look into a few things.
Hmm.
It's a commitment to yourself and to the animals. It's not, you're not going to die if
I
you
know.
go plant
Could
based
But
I
until
could I bring up a
it
point
will, it
to
will be really tough.
could I bring up a point
Yep.
to the 40-year-old vegan's point? So the reason why you should kind of take a break from animal products before watching, like, let's say, Dominion, is because they've actually done studies on this, and they found that when you're consuming animal products and watching this film, you're going to have cognitive dissonance in the way because you're gaining a benefit, even though you're having to do it through means that cross principles that you wouldn't normally want to cross. So because you're gaining that
Right.
benefit, it's harder to accept the film. So we request that people go plant-based, meaning just avoid animal products until you watch it, like Dominion. It's a free film. You can watch it on YouTube. And honestly, regardless of what you're going to do, you should watch it just to know what it is you're demanding. And, ask yourself, do you really want to give those people your money? But that's why we
See
ask
what
you to
the
go
animals go
plant-based
through.
first. Go ahead. Sorry,
Yeah,
Lori.
and to see what the animals go through from birth till they're unalived at a very young age.
Hmm.
But
All right.
that's
Well,
why we're
guys,
asking you to go plant-based. If you'd be
Mhm.
willing to at least, just avoid animal products until you watch that film, we'd really greatly appreciate your honest response to that film.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, but I cannot make a
So
promise yet.
I want you to
I will just
understand,
say
though.
that I will research.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Is that if you consume milk,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
cheese, eggs, and then you go watch this film, you're going to be less inclined to absorb what it's telling you.
I got it.
So that's
I
not
got it.
if you were the victim.
But
If you were the victim, what would you want your oppressor to do? Fully be paying attention and do their best? Or do you want them to just use you out of convenience until they find the perfect way to be vegan? Which would you prefer as the victim?
yeah,
No, I want you to answer, though.
I think no. I think that if the arguments make sense, because
No, you're not answering
I
my
would consider
question.
myself.
You're not answering my question.
Which question?
If you were the victim, what would you want your oppressor to do? Keep using you out of convenience, or immediately stop using you and figure out how to live without using you? Which method would you prefer?
Of course, I would choose stop using. Of course,
Exactly.
Of course.
So I just want you to know it's no different from the animal's perspective, right? The victim's perspective is what matters. I understand you get benefits, but even if you just lived on potatoes for the next month, you wouldn't be harmed. And in that time, you can learn new habits.
Yeah, but I mean, in order to apply on a daily
No,
life,
you're
it's more
not listening,
complicated
though.
than that.
So every time you pick up these packages, you're literally committing someone who did not consent to this. You're committing their life to end,
Yeah,
regardless of product.
I'm listening.
I understand that that's easy for you, but what should be
I'm
even
listening.
easier is
So,
abstaining because you know what that's demanding. Do you see?
Speed, would you
Go ahead.
Speed, you mentioned earlier that you're talking about the animal's experience and saying that they shouldn't have to go through that. So why do you think that is? Why don't you think that they should have to go through that experience?
Sorry, you cut off for a second. Can you repeat?
Yeah, why you mentioned earlier about their experience and how you think it's not good what we do. Why is that? Why is that bad to the individual?
For the individual to be vegan?
No, for the individual to go through the experience of being slaughtered, having their head cut off, being confined, tortured, all these things.
I mean, I understand. I understand for sure that that's not a great scenario to be in.
But what if you were in their position?
Well, I would try to get out, of course.
Okay, so let me ask then, for all the reasons that you're giving right now to not do this immediately, just at least until you look into it, would you accept that if you were the person in that situation?
If I would accept that
as an excuse for you to be exactly what I just said, what happens to the animals, would you accept that?
I'm not following this one.
So you're giving reasons as to looking into it more and okay, I'll think about it, rather than looking at the impetus of how important it is. If you were the victim, how fast would you want this to stop?
As soon as possible, but
That's the point. But that's the point. So like rather than using but afterwards, but Speed, let's use I'm going to do this now. Have faith in yourself that you can do it, but also just remind yourself that if you're the victim here, that you don't want this to happen to you. You don't want to be exploited. You don't want to be used. You don't want to be molested. You don't want to be confined. You don't want to live in your own feces. You don't want to have to go through that experience. Imagine it was you. And what you would say is it's an injustice, right? You'd agree with me. It's an injustice what's happening to the animals, right? So like any other injustice, it's 100% I'm against it. 100% this moment.
Okay. So yeah, as I said, I'm a pretty, let's say, evidence-based person that based on evidence I will act on. So if I see in these documentaries, if I see this makes sense, of course I'm going to stop. But
of course, but until then,
it doesn't come naturally to do things without evidence, right?
No, but as Anna stated, and again, you're not going to die. As Anna stated, you should not be consuming animal products until at least watching the documentary. You can at least do that, right?
Yes. So Speed, what we're trying to say, Speed.
We have shared things. I think this is a process that it comes just if it's the evidence is there, of course I'm going to do it. That's how it is for me. I mean, I just need to see the evidence.
Just let him watch the video. Let him watch it, and then he can come back and tell us because he's just continuing to put the but after it.
Yeah, just to be clear, Speed, what we're saying is that obviously we understand you need to look into the evidence. Just that I could say I need to look into the evidence. Let's imagine that you are telling me that what I'm doing is oppressing women. And I would say, okay, well, that's wrong and I don't want to do that. But then I say I need to look into the evidence because obviously I should just not believe whatever somebody is telling me. But if I look into the evidence a month from now, then in that month, I may be demanding the mistreatment of women. And I don't want that. At least that's not in line with my values. So if this idea of exploiting, abusing, and slaughtering animals is not in line with your values, then you shouldn't wait to look for the evidence until maybe you have some free time or something. You should see it as I have to look into the evidence. I have to make time. And what we're saying that is even if you want to take your time, then the next logical step should be then in order for you to be sure that you are not going against your values, that in the meanwhile, you consume a plant-based diet so that you don't demand more exploitation, so that you are in line with their values. If after you do your research, you say that, oh shit, I'm not going to be vegan, then nothing wrong will be at the end of the day. You will follow your values. But if after watching the video and doing your research, you say you want to be vegan, then you will at least have followed your values from the moment you know you should follow your values. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. I understand everything. I understand your passion.
Okay.
I know where you're coming from and everything.
Okay.
I'm just saying that realistically, the way to persuade people, I mean, you have to put yourselves in their shoes as well, right? And understand that how they live on a daily basis, how that affects.
Okay, you're just a never-ending butt machine. Go watch
decision.
Dominion, okay? I'm gonna drop you for now. You just keep saying butt.
Exactly.
You just keep saying butt. Just go watch Dominion. Come
No,
back to
but
us, okay?
you're trying to make me say.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. It's just never ending with the butts. It's just butt. Please go watch that documentary. I realize I kicked you off in a huff, but I'm just so done with the butts. We understand necessity. We understand ignorance. We know there are people doing this that don't understand what they're doing. And there are people in necessity situations where they don't have a choice. We get that. We're talking to you. I just got frustrated. I was just like, oh my God, dude, 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So long.
Absolutely. Lip service can go a long way, can it?
It really can. Like, it sounds nice to be like, oh, I'll look into it maybe. But it's like, okay, how are you not now like, I need to go look at this right now. I can be plant-based for 20 minutes until I go click on the film. Like, just go watch it right now. You spent 30 minutes talking to us. Don't tell me you don't have another 30 minutes. Go watch at least 30 minutes of that film, you know? Oh, Denote, I appreciate your patience. Are you at least over 18?
Yes, of course.
Right on. So why aren't you vegan yet?
Well, I'm not vegan because, well, obviously I wasn't raised that way, so that we could just use that as a simple thing. But also, you know, just like anybody else, I could use the same argument of I love the taste of meat. Okay. Or I could talk about how I think it's important because I was an athlete growing up, so it was good for higher performance in athletes.
Here. So raised.
Before you go on further.
Yeah, go ahead.
Deonta, I just want to be clear, and then Anna will continue. Like, do you understand that we're interested on should you be vegan? That's what we're interested in. Like, I understand what the reasons were in the past.
I'll try that next time, actually.
But should you be vegan?
Are you asking me, should I be vegan?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. I feel like the evidence shows that yes, you can be vegan, but it's completely propped up by other things and other beliefs, and it has less to do with, you know, what's optimal for human beings and more what we wish things could be, or the way we wish things should be, rather.
What's propped up?
So, like, for example, right? So I've been watching the live for a bit. That's why I wanted to jump on here, because I was genuinely curious. With vegans, for example, you use the word exploitation, right? It's exploitation. Well, technically, we exploit everything in our environment. The home you live in isn't. It means to basically try to get everything you can out of something for your own benefit.
It means
to
simplify use unfairly for your benefit.
Yeah, so Deonta, by the way, let's not what's the fallacy called here? You're using the word for a different meaning. We don't mean the exploitation of resources.
Right, not of
we
minerals.
mean the exploitation of individuals, of sentient beings, of humans' life, essentially, if you want to see it this way.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we want to go down that hole, all right, let's go that way.
Hold on, Dante, hold on. You said that it's propped up. I still don't understand how this is all.
Because it's propped up by the vegan community. They're the ones who are pushing for people to.
What does that mean?
It means that you guys are purposely putting information out there that supports your claims.
What are non-vegans doing right now? Like the Carnist movement, what are they doing?
With non-vegans, they don't really have to prop. I don't know about that. I don't know about that movement.
It's okay to educate people about things that they maybe don't know about. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not like putting out propaganda. If you put out honest information that's been vetted and been viewed by other scientists and repeated, right? That's not propaganda. That's evidence. It's not propping something up, right? We're
I'm
just
not
telling
saying
you a
it's
fact.
no, it's
Are animals sentient?
propaganda.
Are animals
It's not
sentient?
propaganda, and propping
Are
something up are
animals
two different things.
sentient? Are animals sentient? Yes or no?
Yes, they are.
Thank you. What does
Wait,
sentience mean?
I
It means to have
I
emotions or a subjective experience. Go ahead, Chip.
I mean, he had to look into it, but Deontay, when you come back, I actually am interested because you're calling veganism this thing that's propped up. But Deontay, if you see somebody on the street, I do this experiment with a lot of people. If you do this, some person on the street kicking a dog for exercise, right? If you see them just going at it and they're telling you that it's for exercise, would you try to stop them or would you just join them? You know, you want to exercise too, or would you just move on, do nothing if you just see somebody kicking a dog?
So I wouldn't join them. And when we talk about dogs, we have to establish what is the value of that dog and how do
Wait, wait,
we
wait.
derive that value, right?
So so you wouldn't join them? Would you try to stop them, or would you just walk on by and be like, that's okay because he's just exercising?
Well, for one, our society has recognized that that is not something we support and it's illegal. So I would try to stop them because I don't also believe from my personal standpoint that that is correct.
Let's imagine, for the sake of this hypothetical, that it's not illegal. I don't want to bring the law into it. So let's imagine that for the sake of hypothetical, there is no legal repercussions for this. So if this person is kicking a dog and he's doing it for exercise, would you still try to stop them, or would you say do nothing?
Well, I don't believe I have the ability to physically go over and stop somebody because of something they're doing. I
Let's
could
imagine that
report
you
the
could.
incidents. So
Let's imagine that
if
you
I could
could.
go over to them, no repercussions, and just stop them
Yeah.
if I want.
Yeah, all you have to do is want to stop them. All you have to do is want to stop them. Would you want to stop them?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, would it matter if instead of the dog, it were a pig?
I think it would matter. Yeah, I think it would matter.
Oh, so if somebody on the street is kicking a pig for exercise, you wouldn't try to stop them.
If they're kicking a pig for exercise, then yes, I would try to stop them.
Oh, okay. You would still try to stop them, even in the case of a pig. Okay, but if they're telling you that the pig doesn't feel pain because he gave the pig some form of morphine or something, would you still try to stop them?
Yes, because I'll actually agree with you guys on this one. I agree that just harming things just for the sake of harming is a sadistic thing to do, and that
Oh
is
no,
wrong.
it's for exercise. We need to exercise to be healthy. You see,
Well,
vegan stoner
no
ladies
one
walking on a
harms
treadmill
something. No
now.
one kicks. So let's be real here, though. We have to be like honest about this. No one kicks something repeatedly over and over again just for in like exercise or because unless it's like a punching bag or something like that, maybe they
Yeah.
would do that because it's something that they know is not anything that can feel it or that has anything. So we can go on with that. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Wait, but if a person doesn't really care, doesn't really value any animal, and just because they want to be sure to not be doing something bad, they are giving morphine to this animal, and then they are using them as a punching bag, would that be right or would that be wrong?
No, that would be wrong.
That would be wrong. Okay, but why? Because again, we need to exercise in order for the healthy life. So if we need to exercise, and this person is choosing to do so without like he's trying to do so in the most ethical way, he thinks, but that's why he gives the animal morphine. Why would it be wrong for him to kick the animal?
It would be wrong for him to kick the animal because obviously we know in our world, in our society, that we don't need to do that. And you can make that as the argument, well, for veganism, right? If we want to bring it back to that, well, technically you don't have to kill an animal to survive, right? But we
Well,
got to look at
Deontay,
what is the purpose? What are we doing this for? And
no. So
people,
Deontay,
if they're kicking an animal on the street, that they could do so many other things, but it wouldn't impact them in any way. Now their diet,
Based
what they
on your
eat, does
morality.
impact them.
Your morality, though, right?
Sure.
Okay, so whatever
Sure.
you deem immoral, that's what we should just follow Deontay's line of
I'm
thinking.
not. I'm not
You're
saying
the
you should
only one. You're
follow
the
what I
only one that
do.
has figured it out. Figured out what's right and
I'm
wrong.
not saying. I'm not
Okay, so
saying that
why is
you should
kicking
follow what I
someone?
say, but
Why
you.
is someone kicking a dog wrong?
Okay, so before I go into that, I just wanted to finish. I want to answer what you just said. So you said, like, if it's my morality, no. Okay, if it's mine, that's what I believe, just like you
Yeah,
believe
but
in
you're
veganism. So that's
illogical.
your
Why is it
morality.
immoral to kick a dog, in your opinion?
It's immoral to kick a dog, in my opinion, because I believe that that dog has intrinsic value, right?
Oh,
But
it's
I'm
not that the
placing that
dog
on it.
itself has inherent value. It's that you deem they have inherent value.
No, not that
Okay.
it's,
Yeah, it
well,
has
it's
nothing
because
to
of
do
that.
with you, right? In fact, it has
Well,
everything to do with the victim.
okay, so,
Everything to
okay,
do with the
so
victim. It's
I
the
see, I
dog's
see what you're trying,
experiences.
I see what you're trying to do there. I see
Trying to
exactly what you're
do.
trying to do. So first of all, for me to go down that hole, I have to
Hole?
pinpoint, are we
Why is it
going,
wrong to kick a dog, man? It's pretty straightforward.
it's wrong based off of what you believe in.
It's
That's all it's
No,
wrong.
wait,
It's based
Deontay.
off of.
Wait, do you think intrinsic value,
what a dummy.
Deontay? Because I don't think you said intrinsic value. Do you think intrinsic value is value that you put on others?
No, it's not.
Okay, so then a dog has intrinsic value according to you. Why does a dog have intrinsic value? What gives a dog intrinsic value?
Well, it depends. Do you believe in religious standpoint or do you believe in just atheist standpoint? What do you believe in? Because that's what matters
As
at the
I've
end of the day.
explained, if you've been on the stream for a while now, I don't believe in any form of religion because there is no evidence for any existence of God or anything that would convince me to believe it. So I cannot believe in God or anything like that, even if I wanted to, because there is no evidence to convince me to believe in such a thing.
Okay.
But what I wanted to ask you is, obviously, you don't believe that a table has intrinsic value, right?
I believe it has value for what it serves its purpose for.
Yeah, that's extrinsic value.
Yeah,
That's not intrinsic
it
value.
has a purpose. It has value because of that purpose, but it's not determined by me. It's not
Okay.
determined by you. It's outside of
Okay.
us.
So why does a dog have intrinsic value but a table not?
They both have value, but for different purposes.
But no, we're talking about intrinsic value. There's no purpose. A table does not have a purpose. A table cannot choose a purpose for themselves. Okay? So intrinsic value is not about purpose that we put on them. That's
Right.
extrinsic value. Intrinsic value means coming from within. So a table does not have intrinsic value, but a dog does, according to you. So I'm asking you, why does a dog have intrinsic value, but a table not?
Okay, so with a dog, right? The dog, and this is going into religious standpoint, so I'm just going to go over this really quickly because you guys don't believe in this anyway, so it wouldn't matter. But if you believe in God, you believe in that God has created all, and if you believe God created all, then you would believe that all of it has value because anything created by God has value,
But that's
right?
also the table. The table,
Right.
the
Yes.
table
Right.
is
And that's
under the same assumption. So are you saying that
yes.
the table
Yes.
has the same intrinsic value as a dog?
Yes, but it serves its value in a different way and it has a different purpose than that dog. So
Wait, Deontay, just to be clear, I don't want to misrepresent your argument. You're saying that a table has the same intrinsic value as a dog.
I'm not saying the exact same. And it again, its value comes from what its purpose would be, right?
No, Deontay, you have to
So
understand
if we use it,
intrinsic value, not extrinsic value, not from what purpose they serve to us, but what value they have on their own. If they didn't have any purpose to us, would a table have any value? If a table is put on Mars, does a table have any value on its own?
it doesn't have any value in Mars because it doesn't serve us here on Earth.
Okay,
So
if I put a dog on Mars, do you think that the dog's life matters, or should we just, if we can shoot dogs into space, we should just shoot dogs into space?
I think that if the dog is not on the planet Earth, then yes, it does lose its value because it has nothing to do with anything that's going on, any type of life, any type of situation we have going on here on the planet. So yeah, it
No,
would lose
no,
value because it's not connected to what created its value, which is the environment it was created in.
no, no, Deontay. So if I take a dog and I shoot them into space, right? They don't serve any purpose to anyone. I just shoot them into space. Does that dog, while it is in space, have any intrinsic value?
Not anymore, no, because you took away its value the
Okay.
moment you shot
Okay.
it into
Wow.
space.
Wow. It's insane. Okay. If
So
I do
wait,
the
you do that
same
with a
to a
human?
human, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If I do the same to a human, does the human no longer have intrinsic value?
If you shot a human into space for no purpose other than just to shoot them into space, yes, they just lost all their value. They're dead now. Congratulations. Like, what do you want
What
me to
Deontay,
about
say to
well,
that?
before they
Deontay, well,
die?
Deontay,
What about before they
Oh my
die?
god.
Deontay. So I think you're missing a
They
little bit
had
of
value.
value.
So
They
wait, the
had
rescue
value
mission
until
to
you
try,
ruined their
as soon as
value
they
by
like
taking
reach
them
the
away.
stratosphere, it's like it's over for him. He's lost all of his intrinsic value. No one start the rescue mission. It's over for him. Like, what is this?
Wait, so Deontay, just to be clear, what you're saying is that an individual does not serve any purpose that would benefit humanity or Earth. Let's imagine that a homeless person does not serve any value to humanity, and this person gets trapped in a rock somewhere. Gets trapped between a rock somewhere. I don't know how it happens. They slip wherever in a mountain, and they get trapped under a rock. Should we as humans use our resources to try to save them? Because they have absolutely no value to we would also have a machine that would tell us that they could not benefit humanity in any way in the future. Does that mean that this person has no value and we shouldn't try to rescue them?
Okay, so again, if the person is trapped there and there's no way we can get to them, then they lose their value because now we know
No,
there's
That's
no
not what he
Deontay,
said.
situation
That's not what he
where
said,
this
Deontay,
person
Deontay.
can
Shut
gain
up.
value.
That's not what he said. Please
we
listen.
we we can't get to them, Deontay. We can't get to them. We can't rescue them. My question to you is why would we, since they absolutely serve no purpose in our society, on Earth, or anything? In fact, they use up resources and they're detrimental to society. So why should we go ahead and try to save this person, we waste even more resources, since they wouldn't have any value to us?
I'm saying, are they on Earth or are you saying that they're off Earth? I didn't hear the first part. I heard most of
They
everything you said, but the first part I'm a
whatever.
little confused on.
Wherever they are, imagine that they're in a situation where they need saving. We
Right?
could save them, but we would require to use some resources.
Yeah.
The question is, should we use those resources knowing that they don't serve any purpose or value for anybody on Earth or any single living being on Earth?
Well, if they serve no purpose, if there's no reason for them to be, then yes, they have no value. That's with anything. If it has no purpose, does nothing, then it has
That
no
is
value.
insane.
Dude, you
That would be
literally
for,
That
but
is
you're
insane,
using a
bro.
you literally don't know the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic value. You literally just muddle them together constantly, okay? You care about
Yeah, I
what
think
happens to you.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Go ahead, guys, sorry.
I was just gonna say that, Deontay, this conclusion that you're saying will only lead to, obviously, that the Holocaust was actually moral, because German people decided that Jewish people have no value in their society. In fact, they're detrimental in their society, and therefore it was okay to unalive them, right? Because they decided they actually have no value. So why would you oppose that? Because I would assume you oppose it.
Okay. So let me break down what you're saying right now, right? So on one end, you're saying well, I don't know if we can say it on TikTok, but we'll just talk about what the Germans did, right?
Yeah.
So what they did, right, is they forcibly constructed a system to systematically remove people from their society and take away their value, right? So that is a completely different situation than what you're saying of a person stuck in a rock or somebody or something being sent out to space where it no longer can be here on Earth and have anything to do with us, right? So I would agree with you
Wait.
if something can be on Earth and has the potential to do
You
things, to
also
live
are
its
still,
life.
again, muddling intrinsic and extrinsic value. What we
Yeah,
were
what
talking
Yeah.
about
about
So
what about
so
the
sending into
Deontay.
Europeans that
space.
came over here and demolished the Native Americans and
If you,
put them into slavery and put them into schools and took
right,
away their heritage?
right.
Yeah.
And they had value because they were already doing things on the planet. They were alive. They were
So are
living their
animals.
lives.
Wait. Why did
Okay.
they have value, Deontay? Why did they have value?
They have value because they were building their societies. They were
So are animals.
having
Had our
families.
societies. We already had our societies before the white men came over, the white tea men. We already
Yes,
had
I
societies. We had
100%.
governments. We
I
had
agree
rules.
with you. I
Okay.
agree with you.
All right. So why was that? Why is it any different when it comes to animals? They also have their own nations, their own world,
Wait,
right? So what gives you the
animals
right
have
to intervene?
nations?
They do.
Animals have
Yeah, they do.
nations?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I haven't heard about it. I would love to be
Well, it's
educated on that
because
one.
you're ignorant and you need to educate yourself on animals. They're all sentient. They make
It's
preferences.
just like you're saying that a dog has more intrinsic value than a pig. Well, a pig is like so much smarter than a dog, you know? So why do you correlate?
So
You
what
know,
I'm saying is that all life has value,
No.
right? But all life serves different purposes, and that's the
No, Dante.
differentiation.
What we're saying is those that have intrinsic value, those that make preferences, we should leave them alone if we can. We're saying if you can avoid demanding their exploitation, you should. Because if you were that sentient being exploited, you'd want it to stop. Just because you're the one in power doesn't justify what you're doing.
Okay, so all right, so let me talk about that then. So if we're saying, all right, we don't want to
I'm so
exploit
bored with
things.
you. I'm so bored with you.
Deontay.
I'm the only one
You're
who's
so
actually been
boring.
able to
No,
challenge you on
Dante,
your
you're
own
so
points.
dumb.
No, so Deontay, just to be clear, you don't know what intrinsic value is. It's pretty clear. What you're talking about is extrinsic value. It's the value we place on individuals. Intrinsic value means coming from within.
that's a
Coming
man-made
from within.
Okay, do I
Like
need to?
the
Okay, I
whole
can break it
the
down to you
whole
if you want.
idea. No,
I
no,
have the
Deontay,
definition pulled up, brother. I can break it down for you.
Deontay, intrinsic value means value coming from within. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that the purpose of a person within a society defines their intrinsic value, the value coming from within?
Sure.
Well, that is already wrong, because intrinsic value means value coming from within. It means if I take that individual that I'm talking about and put them in isolation in a society or in isolation, the same intrinsic value remains, because the value does not come from their surroundings, their society. It does not come from external. It's coming from internal, from within. It is an intrinsic value.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Okay, I could be incorrect about that one.
Yes. So, do you think that an animal or a human has intrinsic value?
Yes.
So, even if they don't serve any purpose to society, do you think that they have value intrinsically?
Sure.
Yeah. So, the reason why you should rescue a person who's trapped under a rock, even if they don't serve any purpose to society, is because of that intrinsic value. And the reason why you shouldn't exploit an animal is because of that intrinsic value. The extrinsic value does not matter at all, because extrinsic value can be manipulated and you can logic your way into all forms of extrinsic values. For instance, white people enslaved black people and they claimed extrinsic value. They claimed that black people have less value than white people. It was not justified, but they made all sorts of claims just to try and justify it. So if you're going to be saying that the extrinsic value of an animal is lower than that of a human, maybe to you it is. but we should never judge, we should never take a moral principle or judge whether to exploit and unalive somebody based on the extrinsic value, because every single person may have a different extrinsic value on that individual. For instance, Deontay, to me, have almost zero extrinsic value. And I'll be honest, for example, if you happen to no longer be alive tomorrow, it won't affect me, man. It won't, because I don't know who you are. Just like how many people are no longer alive today, it doesn't really affect me because it just happens. But if a member of my family does, it happens to them, it affects me a lot. So extrinsic value shouldn't matter. It doesn't, because we all have our own scales of extrinsic values on individuals. It's the intrinsic value that we should derive our morals from.
All right, so yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. You made some good points. I'm not sitting here just to disagree on everything you guys say, because you guys do make valid points. But what I'm going to say is with intrinsic value, right? So what I believe is that everything has intrinsic value, right? That's why it was created. It has its own purpose that it is here to fulfill, right? Whatever that purpose may be. If it's the pig, it might be to clean up the environment. If it's a human, it might be to, I don't know.
But you lost it already.
Survive.
You lost it already. Intrinsic value is not about the purpose that they serve outside. Intrinsic value means in isolation. It's coming from within. It's isolated. You isolate the individual and ask yourself.
No two humans are the same. No two humans have the same intrinsic value is the point, right? No two individuals have the same intrinsic value. We all value different things in ourselves.
So yeah, I think that humans have the same intrinsic but different extrinsic value.
No.
They do different things in their lives.
I have a different intrinsic value. I value different things about myself than what you value about yourself, right? I just care I care about what happens to me, right? We're all the point
so
is
you're saying that you determine your value.
I have my own purpose.
Okay. So that's interesting, because but I guess that again goes back to
you don't think I have my own purpose?
I think that you have your own purpose, but I don't think you get to decide what that is.
Okay, but I'm unique, right? I don't have the same purpose as you. I don't have the same purpose as my partner.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
100%.
Two pigs aren't going to have the same intrinsic values, right? You're classifying them as a group and saying this is your purpose, when really we're each individuals who care about we make preferences. That's what makes us unique. We make different preferences.
Personalities.
Yeah.
They all have different personalities.
So what I'll do is I'll add on to that. So I'll say, okay, with humans, right, we have different things that we do. We have different values, whatever, different things that we go out to do. But with animals, the same rules don't necessarily apply, because animals don't live the way that we live. They don't do the things that we do.
It doesn't matter. You know what matters? They care about what happens to them. That's it.
Do you think that all animals are conscious?
Yes,
and
all
animals
sentient beings
think
with a brain. All sentient beings are all beings with a brain and central nervous system that are alive. I would wager that they are sentient.
Flies are sentient.
Our evidence shows that most of the animals are sentient. They have a brain and central nervous system. They are probably sentient. Yes, we have the declaration.
Yeah, we cannot define.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, we cannot say that all animals are sentient, because the group Animalia contains all sorts of animals.
Right.
I think it even contains the one that the dust mites. I'm not sure if dust mites are sentient, but
I haven't seen
the animals we farm. Yeah, me neither. So, but the animals that we farm, the animals that we exploit for clothing, for food, for entertainment, all of these reasons, they're all definitely sentient. Yeah.
So you can look into the evidence on this too. There's the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness and the New York Declaration of Consciousness. They go over thousands of studies, behavioral and anatomical. And they've deemed that animals are sentient, similar to us.
So from your belief, anything that is sentient, we just shouldn't eat it.
If you can avoid demanding their exploitation, you should avoid demanding their exploitation. That's it.
So do you think that anything that you believe in, or like as far as being a vegan and being able to eat and live this way, do you believe that any of that has to come from the life that you're able to live because of modern technology and modern industries that allow you to live that way?
It doesn't matter. You know, the people that eat all these animals, I don't think they could survive if society went down. They don't hunt. You know, none of these people know how to farm. None of them even know how to unalive an animal. So your
Yeah,
point
just
is
to be clear,
pointless.
yeah, because I would, whether plant-based or not, I don't know if I could live as healthy as I do now,
Yeah,
or
we'd all be
probably as long
starving.
as I will
Everyone.
live, if it weren't for the society that we live in,
Yeah.
if it weren't for all the benefits of the society, yeah, of technology and everything, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think it matters what you eat right now that would deem if you survive the collapse of society. And if anything, honestly, if you knew the medicinal or edible plants in your area, I would argue you have a higher chance of surviving than someone who's just been plowing down steak.
Well, what I would have to say to that is that when we look at the world, when we look at our history, because I'm a big
I just want to be clear, you know,
student of
we're
history,
focused on
right?
the ethics, right? I don't care about the past. I don't care what is. I'm talking about what we should do and how we should interact with each other.
Well, we have to understand
I
that
don't
the
need to
way that you
understand
think
shit.
is
You need to understand that you're kicking dogs for no goddamn reason. You're literally doing it for fun. And you've sat up here for 30 goddamn minutes defending kicking dogs for fun. It's disgusting. You literally are saying,
definitely.
Also,
you're
it's
literally saying you can use an arbitrary trait to discriminate against somebody so that you can use their body for your sensory pleasure. That's what you're
also
saying.
let's not
Go ahead. Sorry.
Also, let's not appeal to tradition because we've been doing it for thousands of years. All of a sudden, it somehow makes it right. It doesn't. It's there's that would be taken out of context. Thousands of years we might have needed it. We live in a time when we don't need to do it, so therefore we shouldn't do it. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. It doesn't matter if our brains grew because of this, because that would be the genetic fallacy. What matters is now that we have health outcomes showing that we can be healthy on a plant-based diet, and what matters is that we have availability there, so we can choose whether to exploit or not an animal. It's a choice. And what we're saying is, how can it ever be moral to choose to exploit an animal without any need behind it? Which is what the situation today is for most people, including yourself, Deontay.
So, all right. So it's interesting though that you say that because like I said, it's really the wording and the framing, right? So the way you frame a lot of these things is like is basically you're framing it as though we're mistreating a human. You're using a lot of human
You're
characteristics
mistreating
and the way
someone.
that you describe
You're
these things.
mistreating someone. You're
Okay, so
enslaving
that
someone.
that's it right there. That's it right
Someone.
there. That
Someone,
is the
someone,
exact.
someone, someone, someone.
Yep, there
Someone,
it
someone,
is. So
someone,
you
someone,
think
someone. Yes, they are a
They are a
someone. They
someone.
are a someone. And if you're going to
Yeah.
whip out the definition because you're like, it says person. Person means human. There was a long time
Yeah,
when a person wasn't a woman or a person of color. It was only a white YT man, right? Definitions can be human-centric, white-centric. They can be centric around a certain group and leave out other beings. And it just shows that those need to be updated because they're
I mean,
it
bro,
archaic.
would
you were talking about how a
1 second.
dog and a table were the same. Like, what are you even talking about? And you're talking about religion and natural and all these things. All those animals that you eat are genetically engineered through selective breeding, through all this process. Like, nothing is natural in the world that we're on TikTok, for fuck's sakes. Like, all we're saying is don't kick the dog. It's a simple concept.
Yeah, I mean, it would be an absurd statement to honestly place a sentient individual with the statement of they're a something, because if you're not a someone, you become a something by default. So, like unless you're going to make a new word to describe this, I guess you could, but within that word, it would ascribe some kind of value that recognizes their individuality within it. That's the
so
whole
there?
point of the word someone, the word one referring to their individuality.
Right. So the thing is that you guys keeps talking about kicking the dog when I specifically said twice that I would not kick the dog, which
It's
is
a
really funny to me.
euphemism, Dante. It's a euphemism. Don't kick the dog. Don't eat the cow. Don't eat the pig. Don't eat the
Yeah,
chicken.
like
Don't eat the turkey. Don't eat
Dante,
the sheep.
But what I'm saying
can
is
I
that
can I
that's an
ask you six
emotional
quick
pull.
can I
You're
ask you
saying
six
don't
quick
kick the
questions,
dog when you
Dante?
know that 90%.
Oh, you got muted. Anyways, Deontay, so like just a quick like Richter scale check with you. on like a sliding scale, like 0 to 10, 0 being either neutral or good, and then anything higher than that is, some kind of quality of bad, 10 being the worst. So on a scale of 0 to 10, how bad is it for me to go up to, say, a human and start aimlessly, punching and kicking them for fun?
I would say that's 10 out of 10.
Okay. I go up to a human and I end their life for fun.
10.
I go up to a dog and I punch and kick them for fun.
10.
I end a dog's life for fun.
10.
I go up to a cow and I start punching and kicking them for fun.
10.
I end their life for fun.
10.
Okay, so when we are talking about like eating cows and all these other animals and whatnot, we're saying the reason people are doing this isn't for genuine required sustenance. If that were the case, we can ascribe some reasonable justification behind why they're doing it. What we're saying is that people are doing these actions towards these sentient individuals effectively for fun. Something that if I ask on that level, you would go, well, that's absurd. Don't end the life of these animals for fun, like, a trivial smell pleasure or hearing pleasure or touch pleasure or other sensory pleasures. But all of a sudden, if we're employing the use of taste pleasure, it becomes completely justifiable across the board. We're basically looking at that absurdity and going, there's no morally relevant trait difference between taste pleasure and other sensory pleasures. So why would we end their life or deem it unethical to end their life for fun in all these other ways? But as soon as we change it over to taste pleasure, it's suddenly a good and moral and justified thing to do.
Okay,
That's all we're saying.
so what I want to say to that is, okay, so if we're talking about pleasure, right? Well, if you simplify it again simply to pleasure, then of course people are going to be like, well, no, you shouldn't do that. But if, again, that's why I brought up the survival aspect, the human aspect of it, well, people have been doing this for survival
okay,
also,
like,
and it's only because
Deontay,
we live
I
in a
went over
first
that.
world
Well,
country that
sorry,
we're
you're just
allowed to live
double-iterating what
these
I
lives
already
because we
said.
have a high abundance of food that we don't need.
Deontay, you're just double iterating what I already just said in my last statement to you. I literally said that veganism again, is the principled stance against the needless exploitation of all sentient life where it is both possible and practicable. So we're not saying, oh, like in situations where you're in a life or death situation and you had literally nothing else to choose from, you're like doing something completely immoral or unjustified. We would recognize why you're doing these kinds of actions in those states of survival. Veganism recognizes states of survival. What it doesn't recognize is states of luxury and states of pleasure. So if someone is taking the life of a sentient being, not because of any kind of like actual necessity, like they're performing some kind of direct exploitation or direct rights violation against that sentient being for the purpose of effectively a trivial pleasure, because like effectively when people are doing these kinds of things, right, they're saying, okay, so off to the left I have a jacket that was made out of some kind of plant, and off to the right here I have a fox. I could end the life of this fox, rip their skin off their back and turn it into a coat for you. Would you like the coat made out of some kind of plant-based material, or do you want the coat made out of this fox I'm going to go ahead and just skin and take their life from them and do this for you? We're saying that's absurd to do that sort of thing for, again, a personal pleasure. It's another thing if you were like lost in the wilderness in the snow and the only clothing option you could conceive of was to take the skin of an animal. Reasonably justified. Not a great thing for sure for the fox, but it's reasonably justified. Whereas in society
That's
where
fair.
we have the means to do our do what we need to do without exploiting them, we're saying don't do it here.
Okay, that's fair. So again, so following that logic, right? Of, okay, so we don't have to kill these animals, we don't have to quote unquote exploit them, but again, we exploit a lot of things in our environment if we wanted to be technical. then why don't we also not take showers? Because we don't technically have to take showers. It's not a necessity for human life, but we do it
because
anyway
it's not
because we
practicable.
have the ability to, right? Because of modern conventions that allow us to
Who's
do it
harmed?
consistently.
Who's harmed to be
Deontay,
taking
we're
a
not
Come on,
arguing
shower?
to
yeah.
What a horrible
Who's harmed by
excuse.
us
this is ad
taking fresh
absurdum.
water?
This
Who's
is
harmed
ad
by
absurd.
that?
Like Deontay, we're not arguing to reverse back to the Stone Age. That isn't the vegan argument. The argument within veganism is let's do things either completely devoid of exploitation, or if there's no way to remove the exploitation at all, let's at least reduce it to the greatest capacity that we can. That's all it's arguing.
All right.
Like
Yeah,
we don't
I
need
don't
to
see
Calling it.
what.
Yeah, I called it.
Yeah.
I'm just so done with him.
Thank you.
So done
Okay,
with
so
him.
we can avoid their exploitation here. Oh, but then I can't take my showers, and what sentient being is exploited by you taking a shower?
Well, then he's
Right,
trying to
don't
go.
take a shower.
He's trying to go into water use. He's like, oh, you're taking fresh water from people.
Or the bugs on your skin.
Yeah, probably that would be
Something
something else
like
he
that.
turned to. He just doesn't want to listen. He just wanted to be up here and be
It was
contrarian. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was clear that he wanted to prove something by the way he was talking.
Yeah.
Well, if you say this, then I'm gonna go to this. Bro, can you just acknowledge that this whole position is if you don't need to exploit an animal, why would you? Well, if you don't need to exploit something else, why would like we're not asking for reasons to sure there are other situations where we may be doing things that aren't needed and we should probably do less of. But that's a different issue, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
when,
and a lot of vegans actually do look into it. You're right.
yeah, I mean, like if he meant that there's other ways that we exploit animals, like of course we know that. We focus on food so many times because that's where people jump to. They're like, I don't want to change how I eat. Most people do agree using fur is immoral. Most people agree buying cosmetics that were shoved in someone's eyes is immoral. But, you know, we recognize all of these forms of exploitation. And as a vegan, although you may be first focused on your diet, you're going to see it elsewhere. And you're be like, oh, I don't want to support that. I can change that product. I don't need to clean with a product that's been shoved down someone's throat until they were unalived. So, I mean, even though when you first become vegan, you may not know all the areas that animals are exploited, and you may accidentally bump into some barriers. That's just how we learn. Oh, shit, that had animal products in it. I'm not going to buy that. You know, like that does happen. It's okay. We're not talking about being perfect. We're talking about putting out that effort to not demand someone's exploitation.
Yeah, I mean, the lineage of that thought process too, like where he's talking about like basically indirect harms rather than direct rights violations.
Exactly. Yeah, the water use is incidental kind of thing versus like a direct thing.
Yeah, you basically start going down like a lineage of thought where it's like, okay, so now I should also like get rid of my house. I should get rid of all my clothing.
Yeah.
I should go walk out into a field and lay down and just sleep in the dirt.
Yeah.
I should pull out, you know, I can't actually.
Can't even do that, yeah, because you're going to take up the space where another animal.
I was going to say, like, you also should, like, pull out, like, a magnifying glass and make sure every time you step anywhere, you don't, like, step on any kind of insect or animal of any kind. But then I realized, but then you got to make a magnifying glass, and that's going to require, quote-unquote, exploitation. Yeah. So now you can't have the magnifying glass. I mean, like, now you just got to, like,
up for anyone's
you got to put
now?
your face in the dirt and crawl around.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same. I don't know if you've been reading Speedo's comments, but it's like he was a waste of time too because of the comments he's saying.
It backfires by agreeing between yourselves. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. If I read the comments and it feels like Speedo person, we explained to you nicely that you don't need to adopt a plant-based diet. I thought your whole point was that if you find out that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet, that you will go vegan. And now all of a sudden when we talk about the morals of exploiting an animal without any need behind it, you seem to think that we're somehow strawmanning people or agreeing with each other. No, we're not.
You know what,
we're talking about the same thing.
You know what it kind of makes me think of is like they feel like they have to do it, and you go, look at the harm you're causing. Like, yeah, I know, but I have to do it. And then we kind of point out, like, you don't have to do it though. Like, you agree it's bad. You don't have to do it. No, but I have to get the tasty nom-noms off their body. So I'm going to cross my principles anyway because of that benefit. It's just so good. I can't think of anything else. Yeah, I have to think from my oppressive perspective, and then I'm going to lose my nom-noms. And change is scary. I don't want to change.
That's the whole thing.
I really do feel like that's what it comes down to is they realize that they're wrong, and the change is just so scary. I don't want to have to change my life, and especially when they hate vegans, they come in with this prejudice. They don't want to be told what's right by the person that they hate. So they're just like, no, but I am subjective. I have my own perspective on what's right. Therefore, it's okay for me to take the life of anyone I want if I deem that they're tasty. I don't know. That's all I got from his understanding. Am I maybe oversimplifying it? Do you guys think that's basically what he was saying, or what was he saying?
No, that was it.
Okay. Yeah, it's just.
I agree, and I think the other guy that's making comments was a waste of time too.
Yeah.
He didn't learn anything.
Yeah, I mean, you know what they were good for though is all the non-vegans in the audience that had similar questions. Hopefully they saw that they're not logical. They don't make sense. I understand that they're perpetuated in our culture, but that doesn't mean they make sense. Do you guys want to take on? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Chip.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a very valid point to everyone who's listening and maybe doesn't want to have the courage, or not that you don't have the courage, but maybe you simply don't want to join us to have a conversation with us. You just want to listen to the conversations. Please don't be discouraged by what every other person is saying over here, or by how we try to eventually, show the ridiculousness of their arguments. We only go in that direction to show that when you're put in this position of accepting one thing, it can easily lead to another thing logically.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to, like, the people who are coming and talking to us, we're not trying to make them look bad. This isn't an antagonistic thing where we have a thing for non-vegans or something. Every single person that comes here, we have the hope that they will stop exploiting animals. We have the hope that they will be a decent person, nice enough person, and will understand the perspective and will stop demanding victims. That's all it is.
Do you guys want to do one more? I have some people requesting.
Yeah, let's go.
Should we do one more? Okay. Let's do Jace Covert. Just let me know if you're over 18. Are you over 18? Jace, you just requested. Are you there? Okay. Maybe not. Dylan? Hey, are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
What year were you born?
I was born 2007.
I don't know if I believe you, but I'm gonna let you stay. Why aren't you vegan?
I'm not vegan. I was just wondering why y'all were vegan.
Well, tell me why you're not vegan, and please step away from your TV because that's hella loud. Can you find a quieter spot? I'll talk to you if you can. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to the next guest. Are you in a quieter spot now? You're muted. I can't hear.
Well, I can tell you, Dylan, that the reason why I'm vegan is because I wouldn't want to be in the position of any animal that we farm, that we use, that we exploit, because I don't want anybody to remove my consent, treat me like an object, and when they can no longer do that, unalive me. That's why I'm vegan, because I don't think it's fair for somebody to do it to me. So how could it ever be fair if I do it to somebody else?
Dylan, are you trying to leave? All right. Your local Flopino. Hey, are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
What year were you born?
2006.
All right, why aren't you vegan yet?
I just I just love meat a lot.
What year were you born again?
2006.
I don't believe you. You sound like a child. I don't know. I don't like it when they start.
Also, if you love meat that much, do you love it as much as you would chop your own leg and eat it?
Yeah.
Because I would say it's much better to have somebody chop your leg than unalive you.
Yeah.
So if you wouldn't chop your own leg, why would you metaphorically chop the leg of somebody else when in reality you're unaliving them and then chopping them into pieces?
Yeah.
But
they really want to get it back up here, but I'm pretty sure they are a child. You can ask your questions in the chat, but you should also ask your mommy why you shouldn't talk to adults on the internet. I know you think that you can outsmart the adults, but you can't. They're very manipulative, and you need to be careful. There are predators out there that want to take advantage of you, and you need to protect yourself by not talking to adults without supervision. Well, oh, James, come on up. You'll be our last one, if you're legit. Are you over 18?
Hello?
No, you're not. You're a child. Must be from the same Discord. There's usually like a group of kids all at once because there's some Discord watching us. They all release at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, I might just call it here. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. What are you saying?
I was just gonna say, how about all these people try to learn something instead of
I know. Go
coming
check
in
out
here
these
trying to
resources.
dish?
Like, why don't they look this stuff up before they're like, you can't get all your needed nutrition? I'm like, then what's this? What's the vegan Daily Dozen? What is that? Tell me what that is if it's not getting everything.
I want to respond to this Laura person in the chat saying that plants have
Please.
sentience.
Please.
Plants do not have sentience, Laura, because sentience is an emerging property of brains. Plants don't have a brain or a central nervous system, so plants are not sentient, first of all. But hypothetically speaking, Laura, if plants were sentient, it would still be better off if we could unalive as few plants as possible. And believe it or not, when you consume animal products, you unalive more plants in the process because, you have to feed the animals, and the animals eat considerably more plants than we do. So if we were to eat the plants directly, we would unalive considerably less. Yes, Laura, they communicate with each other, just like my phone communicates with other phones, just like servers communicate with each other. That does not mean that sentience. I understand you don't know what sentience is, but sentience essentially means that there is a somebody there. There's behind the eyes, behind there is an individual who has a willingness to live, who wants to, has interest to do whatever they want to do. A plant does not have any of that. A plant is just a mechanical thing. They're just, surviving. All that memory, all that intelligence is just mechanical.
Yep.
That's what I
Laura,
told
why
her.
don't you come up?
No, that's what science says, Laura.
Laura, why don't you come up? It'd be easier if we could just talk.
Wait, Laura, I can provide you with a study that explains why plants cannot be sentient. I'll give you the PMID right now. The question is, Laura, if I provide you with the evidence that plants are not sentient, would you then stop exploiting other animals?
No comeback.
Says you. Laura, come on up. I sent you a request. Why don't you come up? You clearly are very opinionated. We loved it. We don't want to be stupid. We want to be educated. We want to know what fact are we missing?
Yeah, so here's the PMID, Laura. So the PMID is essentially, if you just Google PMID 331-96907, as I dropped it in the comments just now, you'll find the study itself. Well, it's an article going point by point and explaining why not only that plants are not sentient, why they cannot even be sentient.
I sent Laura a request, but it looks like they're not going to come up. I sent another one. Chloe, I don't understand. It's an orientation. Plants don't make preferences, so they literally cannot be gay. Which is just
I guess Laura moved to another account.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. I don't know, because I've been saying my plants have feelings.
She's still in
I don't see her.
She's not coming up.
Oh, there she is. No, she's still in here. Or they're still in here. Sorry. I assume based off names, so that's not fair. So yeah, Laura's still in there. I don't know. Laura's just hanging back now. Yeah,
it's too much of a chicken shit to come up.
Well, I mean, and that's kind of an insult to chicken shit, really, right? Anybody? No? Y'all vegan now? They don't have feelings. They don't have a brain or something. You need to have the organ to express sentience. I've heard this before. I don't know if it was you, Chip, but you can't have kidney stones without kidneys, right?
But wait, you can't say plants don't have feelings because you're not a plant. Well, Chloe, by that logic, I can't say you don't have feelings because I'm not Chloe. So, Chloe, how would I know if you have feelings? I'm not you.
Yeah.
So I'll just assume you don't have feelings, or well, I just go by whatever assumption suits me best, right? Let's not do that. Let's not be so disingenuous.
Also, thank you guys here on TikTok for all those little roses and such. I never ever say thank you, and often when I end it, I'm like, I should have thanked everyone. So I really appreciate that. I saw Vegan Siren. Oh wow, you donate a lot. Vegan, the 4-year-old vegan, Sierra, Lori, Two Spirit Veg. Oh my God, you guys. Cole, Pink. Thank you guys. Vegan Neo. I don't know if I've actually checked out your channel. Thank you for the donation. I see Dave, you gave me a heart. Nika, yes. Laluvia. Oh my God, yes. Keith, thank you. You guys are so sweet. I really do appreciate that. I don't want you guys to ever feel pressured to do that, but I wanted to also acknowledge that you guys did that, and I just wanted to thank you. Appreciate that, really.
I'm gonna drop out. Thank you for having me here. It's Anna, you're doing a great job, and I know people are the way they are, but I do believe that some people at least here got educated and understood at least one part of what we're saying. So it's an uphill battle because people really want to believe what they want to believe, but yeah.
Well, I appreciate you
It's
being
good.
up here, Chip. It's lovely to have you as backup because you're, we're all plethoras of knowledge and we can cover the things, but I just really appreciate you being up here, just like everyone else. Thank you.
And you can get protein from plants, Chloe.
I just also want to throw out there, since we're kind of close to the end anyway, go check out that Chip guy on YouTube and TikTok. Great animal rights activist. Also goes out and interviews people face to face. And then right next we have Lori, who is also another animal rights activist. She's more in the cyberspace, so you'll see her on other panels. Long history being vegan. She's got a lot of background that she can answer a lot of questions. She knows, she's experienced a lot. And then after that, we have the 40-year-old vegan, also another great activist on YouTube and TikTok. And he goes to slaughterhouses and points the spotlight on them. And it's crazy to see slaughterhouse workers' responses to just people standing outside on the corner. They are so triggered just by other people's presence. They will try to hide everything from us. It's insane. So I really appreciate the 40-year-old vegan going out there so often and constantly letting them know it's not okay. Like, we see what you're doing, So definitely go check out his lives. He's really interactive with the chat. And then lastly, but not leastly, we have Keith. Keith also goes live on Tofu Whisperer on that account. So go check out Tofu Whisperer. Follow this account too, though. And you'll see Keith on other panels, and you'll see him go live on Tofu Whisperer, another great animal rights activist, deeply knowledged. So please ask him any questions. But I really appreciate y'all being up here. I think, though,
thanks for having us.
I do see.
Thank you, Anna.
Yeah.
Also, plug anti-animal use.
Oh,
and I'm going to dip out.
Dude, you always call me.
I appreciate it.
Dude,
yes.
you are so great for doing that. Thank you. You always remind me, and I really do appreciate that. All right, so what he
Thank you.
Watch Anna on YouTube.
Yes, please do.
She's great. She's out there all the time talking to Oregon people. What do you call them?
Yeah, Oregon Portlandians.
Portlandians. Yeah, that's it.
Portlanders
talking about it
right here. Oh, it's because I have the TikTok window over it, so I can't move. So this is the advertisement for you guys. Please go check out Anti-Animal Use. We'll be interviewing people face to face on the ground. So you can ask us questions. We'll respond to the chat too. But definitely come check us out. Appreciate, all the support. Even the non-vegans. Come and learn something. All right. And with that said, oops. Go back here. So I appreciate everyone being here, and I'm going to end it here. Y'all have a great vegan day. Thank you to all my mods. Thank you.
Will you be up on Wednesday or
No,
Friday?
not Wednesday. I don't even know if I'll go this Friday. Just keep an eye on this account. I might go live on Friday, but I'm always trying to edit videos, and sometimes I run out of time, so I'm not able to go live. But
yeah.
But if not, I'll see you on Saturday at minimum. So
okay.
All right, guys. See ya. Have a great vegan day.
Yep. See ya.
See ya. Oh, gotta move that. All right. Bye. I heard you right at the end, David. Awesome. All right, YouTube. I really appreciate y'all. And I'm gonna end it there. I'll see you either, if not Friday, I'll see you on Saturday on anti-animal use, okay? See you guys.